This week on Not Another Gaming Podcast, just like every week, we're brought to you by Thrive Fantasy, the best place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Just pick a game you want some action on, build your lineup from the available player props. Each prop is assigned a point value for the over and the under based on how likely it is to hit. Hit the most props, rack up the most points, and win a share of the prize pool. It is that simple. No bookies chasing you down, no losing your shirt, no dissolving your marriage over gambling. We're making this easy for you. Thrive has paid out over $1.5 million in cash prizes to date. So to start raking in the dough, sign up using promo code WGG. That is promo code WGG, and you'll receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $50. Used to be $25, but we love you too much, so we just went ahead and doubled it up. All we do is give. I just don't know what else to tell you at this point. So to get started today, sign up using promo code WGG via the Thrive Fantasy app on the App Store or Google Play Store, or by visiting their website at thrivefantasy.com. Once again, that promo code is WGG. Free money on your first deposit. We're going to match it up to $50. So go download it right now. Prop up with us today. And now, without further ado, enjoy episode 211 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It's your boy, Papa Dom. We are back live and direct. There's about 345,000 feet of snow on the ground, and I am feeling like I would rather never go outside again than pick up a shovel. So otherwise, everything is great, and the reason why it's so great, I'll tell you why, is because I have my two beautiful co-hosts here with me. My first co-host, when he's not crushing a couple cold daddies or delivering haymakers to his desk, he's beating your favorite journalist to the punch on all the breaking esports and gaming news that you care about. The Future Esports Awards 2021 reporting Rookie of the Year, living proof that they do, in fact, stack handsome that high. My friend and yours, Chris P. Chris P, how we doing?
Chris P, baby. I'm rebranding.
Chris P.
Chris P. Jermaine Dupree, Chris P. I like Jermaine Dupree. So it's all good. But I'm doing good. I'm always happy to get back in front of the computer, chop it up with some good people. We're joined by two great people, which I'll let Dom introduce. I'm not going to take that away from him, but it's a good day. Snow on the ground. I posted this on Twitter earlier, but I went food shopping to get everything ready for the snowstorm. But cold cuts and freezer food because I don't cook. I don't want to burn the house down. But bought booze, and then I went into the bathroom today. I was like, you know what? The Chinese food from last night. Duty calls. Got to do what I got to do. I walk in there. I just saw the brown tube on the toilet paper holder, whatever it's called. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll go grab another one. No toilet paper left in the house. Cars snowed in, so I had to take the trek to CVS. Granted, it's next door, but wasn't good, But I got some vitamin C from the sun. It was great. Good times. But it's your boy Chris P, the tallest and the lankiest, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh my lord, that's not the vitamin that you get from the sun. But we're gonna move right along.
Yeah, it's okay. Let him have it.
I had to hold back there. I had to hold back.
What's vitamin C, like orange juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, good job.
I had orange juice too. With champagne in it because it was a snow day, but
hey,
I like it.
Hey, okay. And my next co-host, you might find him clawing his way out of his gaming backlog several days a week here on twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming, or you could catch him decline benching a pair of Chrysler Winstars in between CSGO matches. A man who absolutely has never watched anime before in his life, the clairvoyant and effervescent Dr. Bob. What it do, baby?
True. I'm glad you finally started putting these he's never watched anime before in the intro, because I need people to know that. I try to let everybody know ahead of time. I don't even like anime, dude. No. I don't watch it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. That shit's for fucking weebs. I'm not a weeb, okay? Haven't watched a single one.
If you were a weeb, do you think you're the strongest weeb that exists?
100%,
if you were, hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, of course. If I were to be a weeb, yeah, easily. Okay. But no, I'm not, so we don't even have to think about that. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I didn't step foot outside today because I worked all day and then played a little bit of WoW. And I don't even know. There could be snow on the ground. There might not be snow. It's like Schrodinger's fucking snowstorm. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not opening the door, though, so I'll be here.
If snow falls in the driveway and nobody's out there to shovel it.
It's not there.
It's not there. Yeah. Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who's to say? And of course, every week we've got great, illustrious, beautiful, handsome guests, and this week is no different. These guys, though, I have been asking for a while, and we have finally made this happen. They are already left, I mean, basically out for the holidays, fresh off the plane, still smelling like vacation. These two were some of our first real connections, kind of like in the industry, in the biz, if you will. And really just the first guys who gave us a chance to cover their stuff and welcome us with open arms and with cold drinks into this absolute hellscape wasteland that we call video games. And they are two of the minds behind the best gaming party / showcase in the biz, Bethesda Game Days. First off, we have a man who has probably been in PR longer than you have been able to hold a controller. A guy who has...
That's true.
Start off strong.
A guy who has been involved with game launches on nearly all video game platforms of the last 20 years. He is the director of PR at Bethesda, a man who loves his Jeep probably more than you love your own mother, and an all-around wicked good guy, Matt Frary. How are we doing?
Oh, I'm good. That's a great intro, and it's true. I was shipping games on Dreamcast, fellas. So it goes back. Around here we got snow too. We're in Maryland, for those who don't know where Bethesda is, and we got snow too. And the way I shoveled the snow was I went out this morning and looked at it, and then I went back inside because it's going to be gone by tomorrow. I don't have to do anything. It's kind of nice. I spent the great majority of my life living in Massachusetts and Vermont, and it's kind of nice to not have to do that again. But thank you for having me on. Thank you. It really, us being on vacation is part of why you had us on.
Timing's everything.
You know how it is. We never stop, especially with working from home. So, But thank you.
100%. And of course, he is the senior PR and streaming manager for Bethesda, who is constantly working to find innovative ways to burn his own face off, but also to work with streamers and content creators to get games in front of fans in the most exciting ways possible. This man is the Sultan of streams, the Colossus of content, and probably one of the biggest green teamers I know, Sean Baptiste. What is up, my man?
Oh my God, that's the best intro ever. I'm just gonna have you write my gravestone.
Ooh, my gravestone.
I got you.
And based on how this day has gone, it's probably not going to take very long to get to that gravestone. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I am feeling it right now. So.
We'll workshop it after
Sean,
this.
I'm thinking he could do our intros at the next time we do game days at PAX.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, that'll be sick.
Clip that. Somebody
Yeah.
clip that. Somebody clip that, please. Somebody clip that. That's good.
100%.
Absolutely.
But I need an intro too. Like when I'm ordering my 12 Jameson Ginger, I need to go in from the parking lot, number 13 on his 12 Jameson Ginger.
The only thing you're going to hear when you order that is, how'd you get that VIP badge?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Don't ask.
exactly.
Don't ask.
6'7" from parts unknown. From parts unknown. He did.
Fantastic.
He has done exactly 3.5 semesters at Salem State.
I'll be all pumped up walking in there. But you can't forget about the 1 year at community college, the one semester at the other college that I've passed by a .01. But I made the executive decision. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to pay $40,000 a year and almost fail out. So I like to think that was a good move on my end. But now look at me. I got a gaming podcast. So.
Mm-hmm. You're doing well.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
Also, your college is still around, so
true, very
that
true.
works. Mine was in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Does not exist any longer.
It's a condo building, though.
Actually, I think like a really, really right wing, like Christian church, like where they make everybody wear like dresses and shit. I believe they took it over.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's
I'll
wild.
never forget though.
What a transition.
Sad.
No
Haverhill,
shit.
Massachusetts. Who'd have believed?
The beautiful Haverhill.
Beautiful, scenic, safe Haverhill, Massachusetts. So we're gonna get right into it, and as much as I love, hyping my mans up and getting everybody nice and comfortable and getting a couple suds in the system before we get started, we're just gonna roll right into a little segment that we like to call the Weekend
Damn,
Recap.
son, where'd you find this?
Now, the reason why we call it this, for the uninitiated, it's exactly what it sounds like, and we're going to talk about our weekends, did we drink anything? Did we play anything? Matt and Sean, you're our guests, so we'll roll out the red carpet for you two. Which one of you would like to enlighten us first?
John.
You want to go?
Good. I'm still thinking about what happened this weekend.
Hey, I've been there.
Hey, relatable content.
Honestly, I think I played Cyberpunk for most of the weekend. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying it, honestly. I'm on the PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's been good. It's more than I expected, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm just going around punching people in the face until they die. It's perfect. That's all I need.
And that's what everybody needs, after this year. Like
just a little bit of an escape, That's great.
No, I like to think when I was like 10 years old and I got GTA Vice City, that's what I needed. But to grow up and like be the person I am today. I think I had to be 10 years old going to a virtual strip club. I really think I needed it.
Yeah.
I truly think I did.
What was it, like the Velvet Unicorn or something like that? What was it called in the
I think the pink unicorns in GTA 5. I forget the name of it in Vice City. I was too young. I mean,
all right,
Chris, stop playing coy. You fucking know what it's called.
Leave us a 5-star review and tell us what the strip club in Vice City was called.
But if I wanted to go to a good strip club, I would play like Saints Row. There was a good one there.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
Oh my god.
There was one in Scarface. The World Is Yours as well.
Noted.
You want to pick up a PS2 game and go back in time.
I mean, I always do. Sean, also, just so like we all have a primer here, did you just happen to ingest something very spicy? Like what were you just doing?
Yeah. Earlier today, we did a fundraiser stream for Toys for Tots, which was awesome.
Hey.
And one of the things is if we hit our first goal, which was I think $2,000 raised, myself and Abigail, who co-hosting with me, we would both do a shot of hot sauces I made. She did a shot of the sauce that I made for the Rage 2 launch.
Ooh.
Heats of Rage 2.
Nice.
And then I would do a shot of... So I grow Carolina Reapers, which is like one of the hottest peppers you can grow. So I made a hot sauce just basically out of like 30 Carolina Reapers and like 2 tangerines. And I blended it all up and I just did a shot of that. And if at any point I have to just get up and go, now you know.
Yeah. Hey.
Now you know.
That sounds good though. That sounds good. I'm a big hot food guy or like spice guy if you want to, but I've never ever got my hands on a Carolina Reaper in any form.
Actually, let's see. Wait a second. I got
no interest in any of this.
I got one right here.
So isn't it amazing how that little thing?
Oh yeah,
that's nuts to me.
I had one that was the size of like a wicked small grape, like a really like a undersized grape, like a small like a marble. And we put just one of those. I minced it up real fine and threw it into a huge pot of chili, and that chili was ruinous.
Oh my god!
So what I had today was pretty much the equivalent of that, all in one shot.
I feel like you should it should be required to have like some federal licensing if you're going to be growing this.
I did have gloves on. Like,
okay, all right,
you know, good enough. Me the whole time because
that's all.
I don't mind drinking the shot. Like that's gonna be horrible, but you don't want to touch your eyes after that. That's that's a real problem.
Send me a little bit of that so I can make wings with it.
I will do. We'll do.
What's the process of like growing though? So I don't know. Like I food expires in my fridge, so I don't know what to do.
And before you answer this question, we need to roll back to something that I watched recently of Chris explaining how everything comes from the ground. Everything is grown from the ground. You remember that clip, Chris?
No.
Yeah, and it was completely right. I'm not wrong. At some point, it was in the ground. Right? Anything. But what I'm saying is like the whole growing process is, do you have to like go out and buy a specific seed, or do you save one and plant those seeds? I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah, for these ones, these Carolina Reapers are actually like trademarked. There's like a guy who made them and bred them and then like has the trademark on it. Like you have so like he technically kind of owns every pepper you grow.
Oh,
Like
right.
if I were to sell my sauce, he'd get a cut. But I got like a pepper plant. I started growing it years ago, like 3 years ago. And then just getting some fruits. And this is the biggest year I've ever had with it. Like it was crazy, the amount of fruits I have on it. But it's just in a potted plant on my porch.
All right. Have you ever had the Peruvian puff pepper?
No.
It's from South America.
Okay.
It's a Drake and Josh reference. I don't know if you ever watched it, but whatever.
I'm too old. But yeah, that's how I grow them, and then just sort of like put them in a mason jar with 2 tangerines, and I just let them, controlled rot, like ferment, and then blend it up, and that's a hot sauce.
Unreal. Sounds great.
One might argue that basically what I've been doing for the last fucking 8 months have just been a controlled rot too. So.
Mm-hmm.
On that note,
relatable, yeah.
On that note, Matt, how was your weekend? What you been up to?
Like I said, every day is just the same now. I'm sure you all understand. But I don't know. I also played a little bit of Cyberpunk, and then I played a little bit of Minecraft with my kid, and we built some stuff. That was fun. He's showing me all the fancy redstone stuff he can do now, and I don't know. I just like to put things together. Oh, by the way, I realized that this thing lights up. Look at this.
Wow!
Oh, what?
Wow!
Are you shit? Dude!
Check that out, right? I ordered that as soon as we said we were going to do this. I went on and ordered this for this show. I had no idea, and then I went to put it on, and there were cables in my arm, and there's a little switch here. It's kind of crazy. It's gonna be like I don't want to give anybody a seizure, so I'm gonna turn it off. But yeah, I mean, every day, like I said, I'm been very lucky. I guess unlucky because I didn't use any of my time off this year, so I have a lot of time off to get rid of here at the end of the year, and so I'm able to take some time off, which is really nice. And so every day this week has kind of been, I don't know what's going on, but I will say that my girlfriend and I spent about 10 hours yesterday watching the Bahamas Life on demand.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've seen this show, but it just basically shows you how to go and buy property and move to the Bahamas. And as it was snowing and sleeting and icing here, that's what I did all day. So
it sounds like
that's the best day I've had probably since March. So it was pretty good.
That sounds like one of those shows that like would either be on the TV by default, like if you go to the Bahamas, like and you're in a hotel. And it's just like, if you wanted to buy property here, or like something that you wake up at like 3:30 in the morning and your TV's still on. And it's like, what am I watching right now?
It's like if somebody left the TV on in a hotel you check into, that's what would be on the TV.
Exactly.
It's not like a fucking like Property Brothers or some shit.
It's everything HGTV is. Like it's everything just kind of boiled down into one little sappy little thing. And I watched 10 hours of it. So I thought about getting up and playing Cyberpunk, but then I was like, I'm going to look at the property in the Bahamas.
What are you doing over there? No, just looking at property in the Bahamas. Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
That's my whole day.
Just scoping it out. Just scoping it out. I'm not going to lie to you. What was that?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say.
Wrapping presents and sending them to Boston and then watching the Bahamas Life.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. A couple of my buddies are in, were in Aruba this past week, and I was like, I think it's time for us to look at an Aruba vacation. I was like, I just need to get me the fuck out of here. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I will wrap myself in plastic wrap and put myself on a plane at this point. Just poke a couple holes here and there and just, whatever I need to do to get out of here, I will do it. But
listen, if it wasn't for the fact that people here can't, keep themselves healthy, I'd already be down there right now.
Crazy stuff, right?
Right. Imagine.
Yeah.
So Chris, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Didn't really do a whole lot. Friday had a virtual drinking night with the WGG community. That was great. Brought me back to like when we first started doing it once like lockdown happened, where like I was like, yeah, I'll have a couple casuals. It's a midnight hard stop. I have work in the morning. 12:30 rolls around. I'm like, 1:30 hard stop. 1:30 rolls around. I'm like, 2:30 hard stop. And then before you know it, the sun's coming up. I'm going to bed to wake up in 3 hours for work. But I did that. Ended up giving myself a 130 hard stop. I think I passed it a little bit, but it was fun for the most part. And other than that, Saturday just kind of laid low. Had some work, and pretty low key weekend. As for what I've been playing, not a whole lot of anything, to be honest. I was playing Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, and I just started playing the new season that came out. So the whole integration with Cold War into Modern Warfare, but yeah, that's my weekend. Nothing extravagant. I can't wait until we can actually go out and do things. So I have like entertaining stories to say, like what I did over the weekend.
Right.
Like when this first started, Matt and Sean, I used to have those. Like I feel like that was a thing that people look forward to. Like, what did Chris do this weekend? Because I mean, I'm whatever. Like,
well, it's because you would be gone for a month and a half at a time, and then you would finally come back, and it's like, wait, what did Chris do this weekend? No, wait a second. What did Chris do for the past 6 weeks?
You know, you got to take some time for yourself. You got to hit Faneuil Hall a little bit. You got to blow off some steam. Self-care, yeah. But that was my weekend.
Bert, you.
Bert.
I also partook. I'm gonna go with partook.
Parkour.
Yeah, parkour. Friday in the drinking festivities with the community. Saturday spent the majority of the day at the lady's house, caught up in the Mandalorian, and then so you watched 10 hours of Bahama Life. You know, my girlfriend roped me into watching basically the whole first arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, and like again, not a weeb. Okay, I don't like anime.
Roped you into?
She roped me into it, and like it's not even like if I did like anime, I definitely wouldn't get tattoos of my favorite anime on my body to live with me for the rest of my life.
Like certainly not like above your knee on your right leg.
Yeah, definitely not my right leg for sure. Definitely not my right leg. But yeah, so she roped me into that, and I was like, do we have to do this? And I slept through the majority of it because it's weeb shit. I don't watch that shit. And then Sunday played a decent amount of Counter-Strike, played some Valorant, which, my God, I don't think my blood pressure could get higher playing any fucking video game. I think Counter-Strike is bad. And then I go play Valorant, and Valorant just fucking, it chews away. There's something inside of me that game just fucking digs at. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how it gets there, but it gets there, and God, it fucking hurts. Okay, it hurts so much, and it's an abusive relationship like I used to have with League of Legends. And Riot, it's just fucking Riot. Riot does this to me, and they just fucking pull me back every time. And I ask them, why? Why do you got to keep doing this to me? And they say, shut up, keep playing,
keep buying these skins. Yeah.
Buy more skins.
Wait, so while you said the whole like watching something for the first time, I might be looked down upon for this, but I finally started watching The Sopranos for the first time.
Nice,
and I am hooked. I'm so hooked. I like bought thin sliced gabagool so I could go to the fridge and Tony Soprano it out of the fridge at like 3 a.m. just like throw it in my mouth. Mm-hmm. I'm so hooked on the show. I want to buy like a Mercedes.
Yeah. And some people say that show's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
you might have heard of it. I don't know.
Many have said
it's a good show. Give it a shot if you guys haven't seen it.
Hey,
people throw it up there with
Maddie.
Stuff like The Wire.
Thank you for the 10 gifted.
Yeah, Maddie D. It's crazy. Maddie D owed 10 gifted subs because we had a bet and he lost.
Bet.
What else I do?
What was a bet? Hold on a second.
I don't. We won't even go into it because he's just gonna get mad because he lost. Oh, and then I let you guys fucking, just like I let my girlfriend rope me into watching anime, which I can't fucking stand. I let you guys rope me into buying and playing WoW. And now I'm here. Okay. Now I'm here. Now I have nothing left to lose. I hit rock bottom, guys. Okay.
So you install that this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. He installed it like late on Sunday.
That feeling, man.
And it's just been.
I know that feeling.
You've been cruising though.
Because when Vanilla WoW came out, and everyone was so excited about Vanilla WoW, I let some of these knuckleheads talk me into installing it. We were going to run around together and like play Vanilla WoW
together.
And I think that lasted a total of 3 days, and I'm probably still paying for it. I'm guessing I'm still paying for it. I don't know.
That was the same with us too for Vanilla when that came out. But the thing is, we had like maybe 30 people in our community who were all playing at the same time, and that lasted maybe like a month, and then people just started falling off.
Everybody got to like
the problem was The problem was is that I like all the stuff that made it easier to play.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
I forgot that. So like I play a hunter, so not having to have a quiver was like I got back in vanilla WoW. Like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
why am I doing it this way? I
Yeah.
could do it the fun way.
Same thing happened with me with WoW. I'm not a big World of Warcraft guy, but they like everyone was playing. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot for the first time. And I was hooked for like, call it 3 weeks maybe, just like balls to the walls every day, like everyone grouping up together and going to do different things. And I haven't played it in over a year at this point, year and change, and I pay for it every single month, just like Planet Fitness. I just give them money every month. And I don't.
I love that game. I love WoW.
Yeah, yeah.
I've put I don't know how many hundreds of hours I put into that game. But
Retail.
with vanilla, when I went backwards, I was like, ooh.
I did the same thing. I was like, guys, I hit like level 30, and I was like, I can't do this for another 10 levels of that amount. I just can't do it. I was like, I love retail. If you guys want to continue playing, I'm going to go back onto my retail characters. I just can't do this anymore. Like, had a great time, but then I was remembering all the reasons why that I was like, fuck, I've been in Westfall for fucking 9 months. How do I,
But the fact of the matter is, I'm just not good enough to play vanilla WoW anymore. Like, I'm just not.
Right.
I need the assistance.
And you don't have to be good to
It was
play
really the
retail.
mounts for me. It really was the mounts.
I think retail. I mean, I don't know. I was an old school RuneScape guy. I fucked with RuneScape so hard, but like I never dipped the toe into WoW because to me it was always like two different worlds. It was you were either an old school RuneScape guy and you just right clicked on a mouse for I don't know, couple million clicks, and that's about it. That's all you really did in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Or you were playing this huge immersive multiplayer online role-playing game that had so much story behind it. But I was like, nah, I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to go right-click all over the place in RuneScape.
Show you how player I am.
Bob got
He's
hacked.
gone. Like,
Wow.
Damn.
I literally couldn't tell you any of the story in World of Warcraft. I just run around and kill things and turn things in. And that's how I play every game. I mean, that's how I played Skyrim. Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
See, that's like
I had to like collect
I
red
just run around
bandanas
and
or
do
something.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a
That's how I play ESO too.
I'm a complete fucking. I'm the complete opposite, especially like with ESO, and I even installed because it was patch day for WoW, and I made sure to beat Greymore and finish the campaign before I let myself buy Shadowlands because I try to be a smart consumer. So I did that. Loved the story. And then I was like, I mean, when I was streaming it, or like even when I was playing it, I was like talking to myself while I was playing it. I was like reading the dialogue options back to the thing. And if anybody's watched me stream ESO or even WoW, like I'll click the dialogue option that's like, well, why would you do that? And I'll click that, read that out loud. I'm like, I need to hear all of it, especially for like the stuff that's voiced. Again, like ESO, and I downloaded Star Wars: The Old Republic just to like, because I needed a Star Wars fix so fucking bad. And I, Jedi Fallen Order, aka Game of the Year 2019, also 2020. Like I was so immersed in that game, but like I just wanted my own story, and I needed that fix. But then I hit level 20 in the Old Republic, and it literally docks your experience by 25%, which makes no fucking sense if you're not a subscriber. Yeah. So I was just like, I can't do that. Granted, almost every quest awards you with like a 25% experience boost, but like at some point, like the gravy train's gonna run out, and you're gonna notice. So that like really just killed my vibe with it. But otherwise, it was really fun, and everything's fully voiced. But yeah, I'm so much like into that story and stuff, and Shadowlands is no different, and that's why I'm really excited for Oblivion. But my weekend was largely the same as these guys. I will tell you that during the Wicked Good Gaming Christmas party that we had on Friday, I had an awful experience with Uber Eats. And, I was over there, I'm thinking, what do I want the most in this world right now? I've had a couple cold daddies. I'm over here, like, just having a great time with my friends, playing a couple video games, talking. I would love a pizza from Bertucci's. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a fast casual guy. There's, like, those articles that come around that's like the millennials are killing Chili's and Applebee's and shit like that. I have single-handedly kept Chili's and a 99 open just by myself. Okay?
99 is still open?
The 99 is the greatest.
I ordered from Chuck E. Cheese's once. Like, yeah.
Pizza's
You
bomb.
kidding me? I
Like
wanted
that
to
type
find
of night?
Yeah, so in the food apps, they've listed themselves as something else, as like whatever the name of the like character who made the fucking pizza in Chuck E. Cheese, whatever. Like
And Chuck E. Cheese
Hold on, wait,
canon.
time out. There's Chuck E. Cheese lore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Chuck E.
It
Cheese.
goes deep. It goes deep, man.
In the Chuck E. Cheese
like,
canon.
but like
That's what I was gonna leak to you today. We're making a Chuck E. Cheese RPG.
that's exactly right.
I'd play that.
Yeah.
Flip it and ship it.
All right. Clip it.
Go.
Have you guys heard
Go.
what they do with their pizza? Well, like allegedly, it's like a conspiracy what they do with their pizza there.
Yeah.
They don't do
I
it.
mean, I just had some, so I can confirm or deny this.
Okay, all right, so
Hit me
all
with
the all right, so
Oh my god,
They
I've seen this actually.
there's videos kind of surrounding this whole thing that if you go to a Chuck E. Cheese and you don't finish your pizza, they bring it to the back and they save the slice that you did not eat / slices,
Erroneous.
and they reheat it and put it in with the next pizza. That's why the pizza, none of the like some of the slices don't look the same. They're not the same size. It's just super mismatched. So people are trying to say that they like reuse their slices.
Erroneous.
So can you confirm or deny?
I can confirm that in no way would that surprise me. That was like the worst thing I've eaten all year. In a year where we've been like stuck at home eating bunker food, the worst thing I've had all year was Chuck E. Cheese pizza, and I'm not apologizing for that. That was terrible.
That shows something too, because they always say like even a bad pizza's okay.
Yeah, no, it's not true. It's not true. Not true. Some pizzas are worse.
Didn't we all go to elementary school in Massachusetts?
Yeah,
we
I was
all
gonna say,
had
we've
Good
eaten-
Friday, didn't we?
True.
Come on.
If you've had like middle school pizza at an elementary school in Massachusetts, don't worry about what's in the COVID vaccine. But yeah, I think like the 90% of the meals that I've had, like especially takeout, like during this era, it's like Anakin Skywalker after he helps to kill Mace Windu, and he's like, "What have I done?" It's like exactly that. I'm like sweaty, gross, and like it's just So the Uber Eats guy
spent $30 at 7-Eleven when I left your house that night.
That's maniacal.
You don't think I woke up beside my? I bought like 18 taquitos and like a Gatorade, and I woke up the next day. I was like, "Why did I spend?" I got Uber Eats 7-Eleven first of all, which is down bad when you're like, there's nothing else open. And I got taquitos. Were they phenomenal? Absolutely. Would I do it again? Probably. But like, I woke up and I was beside myself. I was like, I just spent $30 at 7-Eleven, and like the delivery was like $10, and I felt like dirt the next day. I was pissed at myself.
Oh my god! I mean, Chris, when's the last time you had a full glass of water?
I usually have like this thing every like 2 days. I'll finish it every like 2 days.
What, you fucking serious?
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of water.
What
which is
else
why I
are
get
you-
so hungover. Yeah.
What else are you drinking in
He just kind
between?
of sucked the juice out of a Slim Jim.
I think people have to put more respect on Slim Jim's name. Those things are great.
I've been eating a lot of Slim Jims lately,
I
and
love
that's how
them.
I know I've reached the end of this pandemic.
I was gonna say,
They're so good.
you were
Like,
on like a pretty like hardcore diet kick. I saw
Dude,
you.
I
like,
went
post-
full vegan for a while, and then I realized I was just getting fat because when you're vegan, you can just eat French fries and potatoes and breads, and I was just like,
yeah,
and
it's
I
like
had
the
to
opposite of
just stop.
keto. The opposite
Yeah,
of keto.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
now I went
Yeah.
back to that keto thing and trying to take some of this
And
pandemic
Slim Jim's a
stuff
keto, baby. It's like 0.01 cub right there. But yeah,
If
put
it's
some-
good enough for Macho Man Randy Savage, it's good enough for all of us.
That's a fact.
Right,
You know,
he's a fucking
how do you think he
deal
got
with
those
it.
Don't
muscles?
use him as a source of water.
Exactly.
How do you
You
think he
can't
got those
expect me to
muscles?
go
It
to
wasn't-
mobile.
No.
You can't expect me to go to like Mobile or Sunoco and get gas. And when you
No.
show three mini Slim Jims for $1 next to the register,
Right.
I'm
It's
not
a
going to buy them.
no-brainer.
I'm only a human. Of course I'm going to do it.
I'm only human. Yeah, how do you think Macho Man
Agreed.
Randy Savage didn't get all those
before we get
muscles from?
DMCA'd.
That's true. Didn't get all those muscles from steroids and cocaine. It was from Slim Jims.
100%.
That's a fact. That's not. I mean,
100%.
look at it's canon.
Yeah.
So
snap the hell out of this thing.
Prove that that's not the case. Come on.
I mean, why do you
nobody
think I'm
wrong.
so? Why do you think I'm so buff? Look at these. I mean, come on now.
Oh
Slim
my
Jims.
God.
you fucking
Yeah, Slim
are
Jims are
Slim
the
Jim.
best. I'll eat Slim Jims for the rest of my life.
I'm built like a Slim Jim because I eat so much.
Oh my god. But yeah, other than that, just had a couple beers. You know, talked with a couple
It's just
friends.
a
Game.
desiccated tube of meat.
Yeah, that's exactly what I am.
That's it.
That's
You're
me.
a fucking. You're
He's
a mush.
He's 9 inches tall and a centimeter wide. It's
That's
it's terrifying.
One of
That's
those
what I
things at the car dealership that does this.
I'm like the things outside of the car wash. That's what I always tell them. The things that are just like,
You look like Taco Fall's arm.
Oh man! Like you're like one of 5 people that forms Voltron to make Taco Fall.
I'll take it.
Um,
Pliable.
But yeah, video games, friends, beers, chores, all that good stuff, all that happy horse shit. Moving right along, really quick, just before we get any further, just because I did want to get this out of the way. As we mentioned, we were running a fundraiser for Toys for Tots as well. Coincidentally, the good folks at Bethesda were doing that just earlier today. And so we wanted to draw the winner of the kind of late-breaking like flash contest that we did, which was that anybody who purchased one of the WGG ugly sweaters for this year, all the money of which is going to Toys for Tots, was also going to be entered to win a WGG esports jersey. And we got a ton of support from that. And so I'm going to put a little window on the screen real quick, and I've got everybody that bought one right here. So we are going to pick a random name. You guys can see that I'm going to pick a random name right here. We've got everybody, JB and Leanne both bought 2 each, so they're both going to get entered twice here. And then we've got Ken, Reg, Jess, Q, and Fiona, and Steven. Thank you so much for the support. And we are going to go ahead and pick a random name right now. I'm almost positive I'm going to get some sort of captcha or like an ad or some shit, so just bear with me. But otherwise, we will be deciding the winner right now. So here we go. Oh, look at this little graphic. Wow. Who was it?
Wow.
Steven, hey, if you're in here, Stevie, I'm going to be contacting you.
Highlighted.
I got your email. Yeah, look at it. It's glowing. I will be contacting you via email.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple days. I'll give you a couple days to respond, and if you don't respond, let's say like by the weekend, then I'm gonna have to redraw. But so answer your emails or your phones because I don't think you're in our Discord. But you bought a sweater, which means you're entered, which means you won. So hey, congratulations! I will be contacting you real soon. All right, Stevie Smooth, winning the jersey. All right, so here we are on the podcast talking with 2 guys from Bethesda. I feel like it's only right to talk about some Bethesda games. So this year has been absolutely fucking huge for Doom. Doom Eternal was nominated for several game awards, and just all in all, just had an unbelievable reception. And like I just feel like the last couple of years have been huge for the Doom franchise in general. I mean, like Doom 2016 was awesome. And, it got its flowers while it was there. But Doom Eternal, I feel like, was this real big, like, coming out party. I think, like, re-coming out party for the franchise. Like, getting the big recognition that it really deserves. And I just wanted to kind of open it to you guys. You had the Game Award noms. There's been tons and tons of love for the game already. And, I mean, what's not to love? How do you guys feel about like just kind of the way that Doom's performed this year and the way it's been received, and where do you see it going next?
Doom Eternal is awesome, right? I mean, the first game I ever really played on PC was Wolf 3D, and then I went to Doom and Doom 2, and I went Doom all the way. So I love Doom, and obviously the team it did, like they killed it on Doom 2016, like bringing that franchise and modernizing it and making it something that everybody wanted to play. And then the way they, like, what I really respect about what that team did is that they didn't just sit there and be like, you know what, we're going to give you Doom 2016, but it's going to be Doom 2020. They evolved it,
right? And
they evolved the combat, and they evolved like that combat puzzle that Hugo talks about, and they made it a thing where, like, if you learned how to play that game, like they challenged you to learn that game. Like they wanted you to learn what the combat puzzle was and how to beat it. And because of that, the game felt different than 2016. It had the same sort of DNA, but it really felt like a different game, and it expanded on all that great stuff they did in 2016. So to me, like Doom Eternal is just like the evolution. I can't wait to see what those guys come up with next because of the way they took this to another level. And as far as reception, I mean, the game reviewed great. Fans told us they loved it. Got nominated for all the awards. Despite the pandemic, it was an incredible year for games. I mean,
100%.
You can't argue with any of the games that were up for Game of the Year. Like, it was just spectacular lineup. So I mean, we're thrilled, and we had our first DLC come out. We got one coming out next year. Like, game's gonna grow. People keep coming in and playing, and we're totally excited.
100%. So I don't know if this is something. So as like a bystander, right? I'm thinking of Bethesda Game Days where you had Marcus Smart and Romeo Langford both playing it. So what I realized just kind of being there is everyone that was there like was involved in that. They were invested in what they were playing. People were like erupting, or like when Marcus like couldn't get past a certain point, like people were rooting him on. And like, granted, yeah, like NBA players, but I feel like it would have been like that for anyone there because it grabbed everyone, and you have the ability to crank things up and make it very, very difficult. So it's rewarding when you actually make it. But everyone in there was on their side, and I was like, as someone who like played a little bit, I watched Bob play a great amount of it. I was like, this is unbelievable, because I sat down early, I put the headphones on, the music's out of blast, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm in now. But sitting there watching them play, I was like, everyone's involved. Everyone's like on their side, wanted to do it, which was so cool. There was like a chant going on, let's go Celtics chant.
I mean, that's what I loved about that. Like, I mean, obviously, king of the NBA playing the game, right? So we all understand that.
Absolutely,
literally the best.
But Hugo had been talking about that. Every time he did an interview, he would talk about that. Like, he knew, like the team knew people were going to come to this game thinking it was 2016, and it was going to be a little different, and they were going to have to learn all the things that they put into the combat in terms of like the chainsaw and all the other stuff, the glory killed, and what you saw in Marcus playing it was he had only played 2016. Like, he didn't really get a chance to learn Eternal, and he learned it live on stage. And so like you could see his reactions develop as he played, and him learning how to play the game. And that's why everyone got behind it, because it was like, oh man, they could see he was taking different tactics against the Arachnotron versus these other enemies. And finally he got there, and it was like, I mean, that was like the perfect example of what that game was all about.
Yeah. It was electric. People were high-fiving and like hugging, kissing each other. It was great. I saw someone propose, I think, after he beat it.
As well they should. As well they should. Well, it was kind of crazy because like Marcus showed up at his car. It was only like 20 minutes, half an hour before we were supposed to take the stage and everything. And he shows up. We had this little space in the back, like this little like black box, which was just like Frary back there. That was just Frary back there. And he just shows up, and it's just this computer set up in a place. There's just tables and stuff in the back of that comedy club. Like, this is this is storage. And he's like sits down and he's like sets up the game. He's like, I think Frary, I think you said you were like, you want to start on like Hurt Me Plenty, like, or like, like an easier mode. And he's like, nah, Nightmare. And he immediately goes into Nightmare because he's like, and that's like, because it's Marcus Smart. Like, he's not going to take the easy way ever. Like, if Jonas is going to be like charging him, he's going to take the charge. If Nightmare's there, he's going to play a Nightmare.
That's right.
So Marcus Smart is the Doomslayer.
He really is. That's right. One hundo. Also, by the way, I've talked to him a few times since then. He also likes being called that, so I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying then.
I got to get that rolling.
That's
a cameo for Marcus Smart in the future?
I mean,
Marcus Smart DLC.
But I think that was part of it, like having him on stage. And, it was weird because I was actually hosting. I was like sitting on the stage interviewing him during that part while he was playing. And it's a little bit terrifying when you're showing off a game and somebody is kind of like failing repeatedly, but but like what Frary was saying, it's true. He was like constantly approaching it from different angles, and you could see him like building out when he went down into that subway station and building out these different strategies for taking on the problem and really thinking about it in this way. And it becomes this thing where you're like, oh, this is like a puzzle. Like he's really like thinking through this. and you couldn't help but want to cheer for him, because
100%.
the game is like that, and because he's like that, and it's just this perfect marriage of like two things. It was that was awesome. That was like, and yeah, everybody lost their shit every time he got close to beating that part. People lost their minds, and when he finally got through it, and he was just like, whatever, I'm not even gonna fight those guys. He just went through the subway. It was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was awesome.
It was refreshing to see too. Go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say, like, people were like progressively like getting out of their seats, like, huh, like he's gonna get it. And the I think the funniest thing for me was like Romeo Langford definitely is very much the, just like a COD or like a Fortnite guy or something like that, because he was just running straight in, thinking he was just gonna like aim assist his way through the scenario. But like Doom reminds me of like. So I don't remember who said it originally, but somebody was like, you could take the most world-class athletes, your greatest wide receivers or running backs or point guards or whatever, or 3-point shooters, and put them in front of like an MLB pitcher throwing like 95-mile-an-hour heat down the center and make them look like complete assholes. And like that is a perfect analogy for Doom when it comes to like other people who are great at shooters, because it is going to challenge you to play differently. It's not going to just be like kill box hallway, kill box hallway, kill box hallway, checkpoint, next mission, do your thing. Like, you have to worry about so many other things, and it's going to force you to think differently, and like kind of whether you like it or not, like it's going to funnel you into its own kind of groove to get there. Like, you can still kind of approach things the way you want to, but it's going to punish you for trying to kind of like go against the grain and tell you explicitly like what's not going to work. And I think that's like one of the most brilliant parts of its design, is that it's going to like still let you play that you want to play, but it's going to explicitly be like we don't do that here. Like that's not going to happen. So I love that.
Yeah, I just thought it was refreshing too, because like you said, like with the whole Romeo thing too, like I say this to Dom and Bob all the time too, and just kind of I put it out there on Twitter and whatnot. People don't realize how many like traditional athletes are like gamers, like they play legit games. So when you think of like just leisure playing games, or like a game that everyone plays, right? You're thinking of your Call of Duties of the world, or like maybe even your Fortnites of the world. But to see a professional athlete sit down on Doom Eternal, crank it up to nightmare mode, and do very well, like to me that was like, like, people do like this isn't his first time like playing a game this hard.
He was so competitive about it. Like,
he really was.
He was like, I am going to beat this because I beat everything.
His head was down.
It's the same way he's like, yeah, I'll take Giannis. I don't care. It's the same thing. He's like, I'm going to beat this level on this stage today, and no one's leaving until I do. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's just incredible, and like it really does. It plays into the whole drama of it, and to do that, like I honestly cannot imagine getting up in front of an audience and being like, "Well, I haven't played this game before ever." You know what? In front of thousands of people online and like hundreds of people in a tiny room, I'm gonna play it on the hardest level. This game I've never played before. That's known for being wicked hard. Yeah, like that's crazy. That's incredible.
Only Mark is smart. Only Mark is smart.
Yeah, don't trade him.
Yeah. By the way, I will send a copy of Doom Eternal to any Boston area athlete who would like it, so that you can see if they can do better than Mark is smart. Like anybody wants it, I'll send it to you.
What about a former tier 3 almost collegiate basketball player who already owns the game?
You don't know anybody.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Copy of the game.
Yeah, you want to send another one?
Talking about me again.
All right.
Oh my god.
So when I was playing through it, and I genuinely believe that for the longest time there was just this big stretch of action first-person shooters all following the same, rhythm. Everything was going through the same equation, checking every box. And then Doom 2016 comes out, and it relights a torch of like hectic but rewarding and crazy fun first-person shooting. And then Doom Eternal comes up and just bumps it up another level. But I have a general question, and actually it's not even a question. I'm just going to ask everyone to put your tinfoil hats on for a second. Do you mind just pulling out your tinfoil hats and put them on? Okay. All right, good. So I've been seeing a trend in the gaming industry a lot recently with, I'm a big horror franchise guy. I've been seeing a lot of horror franchises going back to the roots. of Resident Evil. Village is supposed to be going back to the roots. What else? Silent Hills is rumored to be coming out. Two-pronged. I'm calling it right now. I think Doom Eternal was so successful, we're going to get something like Doom 3 in the future. All you got to do is blink twice if it's true. You don't have to blink at all, but just blink twice if it's true. Like dark, atmospheric Doom 3 vibes for horror.
Hey, I'm watching blinks.
Checking the blinks.
I mean, Sean hasn't blinked.
Yeah, this is cumulative, by the way. So, like, Sean, if you blink and then Matt, if you blink, that counts as 2 blinks.
Never mind. Take the tinfoil hats off.
All right, you're now.
My eyes are so dry right now.
Oh man.
All right, so I mean, I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, there have been a lot of franchises that have been doing that. I mean, Dead Space getting its like spiritual successor too, and it's like super. It's like I mean, I can't remember the name of the guy who's in charge of the project, but he's like, I want to make the scariest game ever made, which is fucking fine by me. I will happily listen to Bob's experiences about it and not play it myself because I'm a wimp. But yeah, no, I mean, I just think for me, and I said this earlier, like the lore junkie in me also really appreciates the rationalizing of all the other Doom games, like in 2016 and Eternal, like all of the like tying in of things together. And it's like one of those things, like even with Zelda, for example, where clearly none of those games were ever supposed to be really related, but everybody was like, man, how are they fucking related? How could this be a thing? And now they got books that are just like bullshitting the stories together and being like, yeah, well, there's actually 300 different timelines. And in this one, Link actually steps on a fucking nail and has to go back, in time to, but like Doom pulling all that shit together and relating it is really great to, like, for me, just that the guy that reads all the codex entries, I genuinely appreciate that. One quick question.
Do you think that Doom guy will ever be in Fortnite? Like Master Chief? You think you guys will ever put him in there? Doom guy cranking 90s?
Get it. Blink twice. Blink twice.
What's funny is you asked that question, and I looked at Sean's screen, and I could tell he was looking at my screen.
That's absolutely true.
I mean, if you want to leak it on the podcast, I mean,
And I got nothing to leak. I got nothing to leak on that.
Oh, hell no.
on that, it's okay. We have other topics.
Sideways eye contact with Sean. I actually thought you were going to go put your tinfoil hat back on and go down that whole Wolfenstein, Doom, whatever.
I just heard like
connection thing.
I just heard fucking FBI open up behind the door, and it was just like, just
look. It's fine. You don't have to say he's coming to Fortnite, but he is confirmed for Super Smash Brothers. So on to the next
Got it. But wait, actually, that was going to be my next question. Is Doom and Wolfenstein, is that still canon that they're, or is it canon that they are related?
No.
It's
not canon.
It's not canon. Because they were like, there was a hint that like BJ Blazkowicz was related to the Doomslayer, and I've spent a lot of time in unofficial wikis, and I'm just saying, like, do we want to?
There's a lot of gray area in there. I think that you can go down and you can believe this or you can believe that, depending on what one person says or what other people say.
Who's to say? Yeah, are you saying who's to say?
Also,
who's to say?
Who's to say?
Dom, I think one of the most important things here, though, is you've been to a whole bunch of unofficial wikis, and I think probably we need to stop this, and you need to scan your computer, like, immediately.
Yeah. Why do you think... he's got so much Chuck E. Cheese lore knowledge that it's wild.
Yeah.
You definitely have malware all over that shit.
Chuck E. Cheese is Doomslayer's father, okay? I said it.
Okay, it's canon. It's canon. Clip that. It's canon. We're sending it. Send
it to Hugo.
We're sending it to Hugo. Well, yeah. Is there because I mean, there's like a lore master, like a corporate lore master for the Elder Scrolls. Is there like, or is it just like one guy who's like on the dev team who's like, I'm by default like the Doom lore guy, and everybody else on the team is just like, man, fuck it, yeah, that's canon, cool.
I honestly don't know the answer to that. I mean, I know the lore master at ESO and the previous lore master who was like, I don't know if you met him, but he was incredible.
Oh yeah,
incredible voice.
No, I assume there is because that's how it works. But I honestly don't know if there's one person who keeps it all together.
Is it like one of those things where only two people know, like the Coca-Cola formula, and they can't be on the same plane at the same time? just in case it goes down.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Hugo always has to be.
Yeah, that's a
Is
thing.
that a thing?
I think. I don't know. Fucking
What?
look it up. Go into one of your unofficial wikis and look it up.
There's only 2 people alive that can see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they can't be on the same
Oh wait,
plans.
hold on. There's somebody in there doubting that my sweater lights up, so I'm just gonna light it up.
Oh,
Bang!
See it.
Wow, good.
I don't like
And
that.
they
Who was that,
they
Maddie?
just got a seizure.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Maddie that said
I
that?
don't like seeing that it doesn't light up because this was a serious investment in my
Maddie said,
self-esteem.
"You know whose Christmas sweater doesn't light up? The WGG one." Yeah, Maddie didn't buy one, so I guess you wouldn't know.
Wow. Oh shit.
You wouldn't know.
Light that
So.
shit up, Dom.
What's that?
Get some lights just tie it around your neck.
Yeah, look at it. I'm gonna fucking. I'll do
Over
that
the
right
coals.
now. Here we go. Yeah, Maddie didn't buy a sweater, and he was trying to fucking criticize that it doesn't light up.
It's just how sweaters light up in Boston.
Yeah, a makeshift light up sweater. Yeah.
Some guy's gonna come in and choke him out and take his market basket meat.
Here you
look
go.
at this. Tom.
Here you go, you
Looking
fucking
good.
miserable prick. The sweater lights up now. There you go.
Prick.
It's exactly the same.
There you go,
Exactly
Maddie.
the same.
Thank you for your donation.
Perfect.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
Scrooge.
I don't actually know. I don't know if there's like a person at id who has like the canon like in their head and like knows all that stuff. All I know is that the rip and tear line is from the comic book. Like originally was in the like the comic book of Doom, which was which if you've ever seen that frame, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So,
I think I did see-
let me
yeah.
blow a little more smoke up Doom's ass, actually.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
do it. Do
so
it.
this is just games in general, right? But this is like the first I realized that maybe I was like hungover as hell and like really like focusing. But I never really focus on like the score of a game or the music in a game. I was on the type of person. I was like, all right, like it's just white noise. Like let's click past it. But when I first started the first level when I was playing Doom Eternal, and like the opening cinematic came out where like I think he like cocked the gun or it said like Doom Eternal or something along those lines. I was like, okay, and like hard rock started playing. And in my head I was like, all right, let's fucking go. Like I was in my seat, like my leg might be shaking because I was like dehydrated, but like my leg started bouncing. I was like, all right, I'm in. Granted, Bob was flying through it. I couldn't do it, but I like being challenged with certain games. And that was one of them that I love. But what the whole meaning behind that was the music and the score that you had in it was dope. It got me so ready to play it.
Mick that soundtrack in 2016 too. That Mick did. I mean, it makes you want to run through a brick wall. Like, you start going.
Yes.
You just get pumped, and all of a sudden you're crushing your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like,
It's legitimate.
Yeah.
It's legitimate like gym workout music.
Yeah,
That's what I was
I
gonna say.
know a lot of guys who that's their only workout music is just throwing that down. Especially BFG division, like that. They're like, yeah, when I'm doing weights, it's weight BFG division.
Oh yeah.
It's just like a best track ever. It's so good.
If I went to the gym, I would do
pressed
that.
a minivan to it before.
The
I drove past the gym listening to it. I guess that's similar.
has it ever occurred to you guys? I mean, especially Sean, like the fact that everybody's getting DMCA'd left and right for so much as fucking humming a song. That Doom Eternal probably has the best original soundtrack to listen to people for people to actually stream, and like that like a game that spends so much time on such an incredible original soundtrack is like that much more like streamable and like viewable, that you know, in an era where music can't be played.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I think we talk about that a lot, especially lately after the DMCA stuff, where you know some of those tracks are, you know, like, and not just that, like the ESO soundtrack is incredible. Like everything from Elder Scrolls, like the Fallout score is incredible. Like there's just lots of stuff in there that is totally streamable. You know, trying to get in tools so that like anything that would be licensed music, like in Fallout Radio or whatever like that, you can just turn it off and you can just listen to the score. It makes it a lot better. And when it's really good music and it helps on a stream, like, yeah, people are all about it. But sometimes people are like, I'm not, even when I'm not playing the game, I just want that music playing in the background because it, you know, gets people in the zone.
It's so important. That's the thing. Like you guys know, the whole DMCA issues going on in the world now, where I feel like Cyberpunk was the first game, and correct me if I'm wrong, the one that came out where they had a certain setting to shut off DMCA music in the game. Is that like obviously based around kind of what's happening? Is that a big conversation that's been happening over there with you guys? Like just kind of keeping to the roots.
I think you're
and all
going to
that?
see that happening in a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way of the world, I mean, everyone wants their game to be streamed. And if you have licensed music in it, then you can't be. Period.
Right.
So I think you're going to see a
Call of
lot of
Duty.
games in the future just start clicking all that licensed music off.
Yeah.
Literally have to mute your stream for the first 35 seconds if you're trying to play through the Black Ops Cold War campaign, because as you load into the first chapter, there's music being played over the jukebox.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got. I mean, that's the thing is, and I think everybody, because I think it caught kind of everybody off guard, because Twitch has been around for a wicked long time now. It's 9 years, which I know that's not really like a wicked long time, but it is in this industry in a lot of ways. And this was just a thing that nobody really cared about for like a really long time, and there wasn't tools to do it. And with the people who stream, a lot of them don't, believe it or not, don't have majors in copyright law. So I know it's really hard to believe, but it's like. So a lot of this stuff, just nobody was being educated about it. Nobody knew about it. Nobody really cared about it until it became a problem. And now it's like, oh wait, no, we have to rethink everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's, everybody's rethinking.
I think it protects everyone, like having good music in a game. Because like, not for nothing, if I watch something, it depends who the streamer is, right? Where sometimes like they're playing music. I've learned from a bunch of artists from watching people stream. But like if I'm watching someone silent play a game, obviously you focus up in certain games. But if there's good music that's already in the game, I don't mind, and like I enjoy that even more because one, it's original. I was like, all right, this is dope. So I immediately will go on Spotify. I'm like, whatever, Doom Eternal soundtrack, or X game soundtrack, and it's like the same. Like I still listen to Kingdom Hearts music because it was great in that game. But like if a game grabs me, I'll listen to that until I get buried.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's soundtracks I still go back to that are just like, just like old. Like there's some really good scores out there.
100%.
Yeah.
I hate to break up the conversation, but somebody in the chat just redeemed 30,000 channel points for the boys to chug a beer. So
yeah, who was that, Tom?
I don't know. I mean, my chat cut out for a minute, so I didn't.
Let me check the chat. WGG Papa Dom redeemed the boys chug a beer for 30,000.
Damn, that's kind of wild. I don't know. That's kind of wild. You guys want to do a beer?
I'm gonna have to get a beer.
All right,
give me a second. I got
yeah.
I think I want to.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good. I got one too.
I feel bad because I wanted to get some Gansett, just to feel like I'm at home. But
exactly.
Instead, I'm rocking the Gansett of Maryland, and that's a National Bohemian, a little natty bow action over here. So that's the local piss.
I lived in Chicago for. Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna be the episode title.
Chicago for a year. That's a good one, actually. I lived in Chicago for a year, and the PBR of Chicago was I can't remember the name of it, but I would go to a local dive bar when I was out there. I would pay $5 for a shot of JMO and a can of Hams beer, and it is absolutely fucking horrible. But for $5 for a shot and a beer, I was getting fucked up for like $20.
That's amazing.
So you were in Chicago. That means you also are familiar with the world's worst like liquor, which is Malort.
Oh, I never fucked with Malort.
No, don't do it.
I went to there's this like hilarious video of the guys from Guar, like the band members from Guar, at Riot Fest that I was at. I was at that Riot Fest. I watched them perform. I got sprayed with fake fucking blood at their show, and at Riot Fest they were handing them Malort and saying, "Here, just drink it." I would never. No. I have some self-respect. But
I have a question for the table. Is it okay if I chug a White Claw? Because if not, I have to do a tall boy harpoon.
There's no laws.
Tall boy harpoon.
Tall boy.
Yeah, see, that's it.
Conflicting answers here.
Say less. We're doing the harpoon then.
Drink them both.
Required both a fresh vodka and tonic and my brand favorite.
Are you about to?
Hell yeah.
Are you about to one touch a vodka tonic? Jesus.
Nice.
I love it.
What? What's wrong?
I love it. No, I worry. You know,
I'm in PR. I'm a professional drinker.
I can't wait. 30 minutes from now, we're getting a leak. We're getting a leak.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boys.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Oh, baby. Yes.
Oh god, that's really going well with the hot sauce that's currently stewing in my stomach. I'm gonna die.
This is video games, folks. This is video games.
That was more difficult than I thought.
Shout out to the boy.
I like
Get my Tito's chaser.
Oh, well, I have another one of the same beer I chugged, just on standby. But chugging a IPA, no thanks. That was not good.
Maddie just goes, Dom just put that down like he was about to hit the dance floor at the point. And as somebody who's seen me on the dance floor at the point, I can attest to that.
I've seen Dom on the Dom when we go. So Dom and I like to have they call them Southeast Sundays. So you go to South Boston, and you have a day. You go there like 11 a.m. You wait an hour. You wait in line for like an hour and a half, and you just have a blast. You have some tacos, some oysters. You bounce bar to bar. There's no one better to do it with than Dom. He somehow finds like a group of people in there, and they're like, "Best friends." Chris, come meet Jeff, dude. He's from Swampscott. Really good dude. Knows my dad. Blah blah blah. And we end up talking. We find out we're cousins. And
that's how we got here. That's how we got here.
Yeah, that's literally how we got here.
Dom can literally talk to a fucking rock.
You remember the first email exchange we had? Like you emailed me something about something, and my answer was, "I'll always book a bunch of guys from Boston."
Yeah,
oh, hell yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, it's, Dom from Wicked Good Gaming, and Matt was like, well, you had me at Wicked Good. He was like, tell me more. Like, I need to know about this. And he was like, yeah, I got you guys. Don't worry about it. So,
Dom, I think we even met before I came to Bethesda.
Yeah, I think we did too. Actually,
when I was right,
Bethesda, right?
Yeah, when I was at Adult Swim, right? Like you were still like I think I remember us chatting back then. Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God, I know somebody up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Sean, my favorite was when he came to our Bethesda party at PAX, and he walked in, and I'm like, oh yeah, here are your wristbands. Go have a drink and some food. And he walks up to the bar, and he's like, the bartender there, he's like, oh, I know you. You're from my high school.
Yeah,
legit. It's so true.
Of course he knows this person behind the bar. Of course. He's like, how you doing?
Yeah.
So I guess the short of this is we're doing a pub crawl with you next time we come up to Massachusetts. 100%
true.
I mean, if you guys weren't in the VIP with the Celtics, the next night, we would have did that we would have did it earlier this year.
True.
It's also true.
Sorry, not sorry though.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes you got to take those opportunities and run out.
Sometimes,
dude,
the tunnel. We like high five dudes coming out of the tunnel, and they're like, "Oh, wait, who are these short motherfuckers?"
Players were going by, and then us, and we're like,
"Oh God, that was the best thing I've ever done."
I had one of the most. I think it might have been like the coolest I've ever felt about myself because of Matt at one of those at game day. Because I ended up meeting a girl at PAX. We hit it off. Everything was great. She was local. And I remember she called me one night.
Crying.
No, I'll call her after this. But her boyfriend's like boring to talk to. I don't want to talk to him anymore. So I remember she called me. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, no." And I'm like, I laugh, like hanging out, yada yada. She was like, "Oh, cool. You wanna meet up?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And she called me. She goes, "Hey, like the line's too long. I'm sorry. Like I just don't feel like waiting." So I remember I was like, "All right, let me try." I was like, "Hey, Matt, can I talk to you for a sec?" You're like, "Yeah, what's up?" So I go, "This is girl I've been talking to," and you're like, "Yeah, like say less. Where is she?" So we walked outside together. And there's a huge ass line, and he goes, "Which one is she?" I point, and he just points out. He goes, "Come on!" And like I walked in, and she ended up saying, "What do you do?" And I go, "I have a video game podcast." She's like, "Oh,
I'm
cool."
not entirely sure this is a story that should be told.
No.
I love that.
It's out there.
I love that story makes it look, at least in her eyes, that you have game.
You have so much clout. Yeah.
No big deal. I got a video game podcast.
Yeah.
At the time, we were like nothing. I loved it. I felt like big me.
So close.
But
you were
that's
so
true.
close.
Good about myself.
We were so early on too at that point. That was maybe like what, year 1.5 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe 2 at most.
That was probably the first. I think that was probably the first PAX that we were at. And I remember Chris coming up to me. I remember Chris coming up to me first, and he was like, "You think it'd be okay? Like, would I look like an asshole if I asked Matt like if I could get this girl in? And I was like, I mean, yeah, you're definitely gonna, but like ask. I was like, I'm sure he'd be fine with it. I'm sure he'd be fine with it. I was like, I think we just did a shot together. I think he's gonna say yes. So he, yeah. And then next thing you know, I'm like, look at this. We're just passing them out. But that actually, that never happened.
You guys picked the perfect name for for all of this because as soon as that email came in, I went, I'm all in.
That's right. That's right. Wicked good game.
I have a question about so this isn't like along those lines, but at game day, you guys had Operator Perry. Where did that like relationship start? Because I used to watch his Call of Duty videos like a decade ago.
Billy works for us.
No way. So I know him as Operator Perry. That's what
I
know him as.
So yeah, he works on our video team, and like straight up, that dude is like he's incredible. Like, first of all, we for a while, like believe it or not, like when we were doing our Bethesda stuff, when we did in Bethesda game days, both I believe in Boston, but definitely when we were in Seattle the year before Rage 2 came out, so 2018, whatever, he was the one we put on stage to play the game because he was so good, like so straight up perfect at it. Like that dude is on a completely different level. He's incredible. We love him.
I still quote like in his old Call of Duty videos, if you got a quad kill, he used to scream quad. And I remember he had a challenge on who could say it the best. And there was a dude that stood up in an auditorium during something at school and just goes, quad, at the top of his lungs. And like the whole auditorium shuts up. He ended up winning the contest. But yeah, that's like my childhood watching his COD 4 videos. That's so cool that he works there. I didn't know that.
Crap.
Awesome.
I'm definitely going to talk to him about this first thing tomorrow because I had no idea. This is amazing.
I didn't know he worked there. I thought he was just like someone you guys like brought there.
He had that whole quad thing, but I got this girl you were trying to impress. No,
Matt, you still win, Matt.
You're good money.
You still win.
Yeah.
You're good money.
You are good money. Good money. No, you're still above him. He's a great guy, but you're above.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, you got that.
1A, 1B. You know. So, real quick, and you know, I hate to like kind of slam transition. Here we go.
Start blinking now. Get my eyes wet.
Get your eyes wet. Yeah, get your eyes wet.
Hold on, I'm watching. All
right, so now we're gonna. All right, well, I'll pivot then. I'll give you some time to dry the eyes back out. So Elder Scrolls Online just announced the new expansion, which is the Gates of Oblivion. I don't know if you guys saw the clip from us live streaming the Game Awards, but I basically borderline shit myself when that happened. I remember DMing you, Matt. I DM'd you before the show, and I was like, give me a hint. Give me a crumb at what you guys are dropping. I know you're going to do something. I know it's going to be something, and you were like, that is the crumb. That's it. That's all you get. And it's like the little thumbnail that you posted on Twitter, and I was like, give me 2 crumbs. Yeah. Give me one more. Give me one more crumb. Just a little crumb. Just a little something. Got nothing.
You know how hard it was to get that crumb? It was very hard.
I try. I mean, and I'm just like, all right, it's a girl laying down on a book. What is? It's just going to be the, you know, it's just going to be the reading DLC. And so we saw the trailer or like the teaser for it, and you know when the little inscription happens on the book with the Oblivion glyph, and I was like, no, it was Bo was there. He said I watched it live. I loved it. I was. Bo also said, let's rank Bethesda PR people. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Somebody's going to need
expecting him to fill that out.
After the question,
somebody's going to need to redeem 30,000 more channel points for that to happen.
I'm also curious because
I can rank them. Matt Frary, number one. There's no question.
Also, Bethesda, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Big fan. First time, long time. And
believe it or not, I was just following so I could tell Bo no. Like, stop it, Bo.
Oh, okay.
From an official account.
Hey, thank you, Brylan, for the sub, and also thank you, Sea-Dog, for the sub. I saw your sub up there. I didn't have a chance to say what's up, but thank you for that. Also, what was I going to say? Yeah, so the Gates of Oblivion is happening.
What are you asking?
Yeah, give me a fucking minute, will you? So we've done Skyrim now. We did the Dark Heart of Skyrim campaign last year. we went back. We did a little throwback action. You kind of like teased it with Elsewhere having dragon fights and the dragon hunts and everything like that, and then we kind of went like whole hog back to Skyrim with the Greymoor expansion, and now we're going to be kind of going back for more with Oblivion. I know that ESO takes place like a million years before the Oblivion Crisis in Elder Scrolls 4, but could you guys give me a little background on, do you know where the team's head was at and being like, all right, well, people loved Greymoor and they loved going back to Skyrim, so let's give them more of this. Was the idea to get more folks, kind of like draw them in, maybe like the more casual Elder Scrolls fans for ESO by taking it back to Oblivion?
I mean, I don't want to speak for Matt and Rich and that team, but the chapters have been awesome, right? For ESO. Yeah. I mean, you talked about Greymoor and Elsewhere, and Morrowind was like such a huge like moment where they actually rebuilt Vardenfell, and that was so cool. Obviously, having Gates of Oblivion, like people are going to recognize Oblivion, so people are going to be like, I want to learn more about that. So that's it. That's clearly a draw for people. But I can't really talk about what's happening in this chapter or in the year-long story yet.
Okay. So confirmed to get a year-long story. I don't think we knew that yet.
If you haven't seen the trailer, you should watch the trailer. And then obviously we have our reveal event that we do every January. Like we're kind of on a cadence, right? All the ESO fans know we're on a cadence. Like we do something. It used to be the cadence was this, right? We would announce in, I think, February or somewhere in there. But by the time we did that, it leaked in January somehow. Somebody would always get it leaked. Now we sort of tease in December, and then we do our big announce in January. Okay. So January 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern, we got our big stream for ESO. Matt will be there. Pete will be there. They'll be talking about it. Rich will be there, and other members of the dev team will be there. Obviously, this is all a remote thing, so
I'll be there exclusively for Rich. I'll be there exclusively.
But that's already been created and shot, and it's all being put together right now. But you'll learn all about what's happening next year on January 21st. All
right. So what you're telling me is, we're like 4 days away. We're 4 days away from like the month mark for that, and I know you said everything leaks in January. Do you want to leak something in December, or just?
I got nothing to leak. In fact, I closed all my other windows that may have had like information in art, just in case I accidentally shared my screen. And Matt and Rich would literally drive here and murder me if I did.
He's right behind you.
He's a very sneaky man. He doesn't look like it, but he's very sneaky. But no, like ESO, like I'm glad you brought it up because ESO like this year has been huge.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's been a major year. I mean, everyone loved Greymoor and Darkheart, like vampires, Skyrim, all that stuff. But like I feel like we've been very fortunate that in 2020, a year where everything was just sideways. Like we're all fortunate, Sean, me, all of our colleagues and friends. Like we're fortunate to work in video games, which is an industry that was sort of protected from some of like unlike restaurants and other hospitality industries. Like video games was somewhat protected, and what we found throughout the year is that a lot of people took to games like ESO and Fallout 76, not only just to have escapism and basically another world to live in, but like to make connections with people. And so this year, like that happened a lot in Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. We had millions of people come to those games, and both of those games have had like their biggest years. Like it's in a long time. So I feel like a lot of people got in, and a lot of people are super excited for Gates of Oblivion coming up and the reveal in January, and it's going to be great. Like those guys are doing the ZeniMax Online Studios team. I don't think a lot of people recognize it, but that team, they do incredible work on a regular basis. Like they deliver 4 updates a year, including a major June content update with a zone and a story and new features and quality of life updates. And it's like,
all this stuff is fully voiced. All the side quests are fully voiced.
The stories are incredible. I mean, it's obviously the biggest Elder Scrolls game in existence.
Mhm.
And every year you get another, what is it, like 30, 40 hours of new Elder Scrolls main storyline that give you sort of the back history of some of your favorite games, like Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind. Like you're getting like 400 years prior to those games, you're getting all the back history. And like that team is just so incredible. I can't wait till you see what they have for January and what we end up being able to show you as the game gets closer. I think I can't
wait either. I mean, I think we should just leak it right now because I can't wait.
Well, like Matt, like you said, like ESO had a great year. So whatever this is worth, my roommate, who's one of my best friends I've known since kindergarten, I remember he came upstairs probably like a month and change ago. He goes, "Hey, have you ever heard of Elder Scrolls Online?" I go, "Yeah, obviously. Why?" He goes, "Well, like I needed a new game to play and I downloaded it and now I'm hooked because it's just like I shut my mind off and I just go into a different world." It was like, because like him and I will play like first person shooters together, which obviously gets stressful. And I always say you need some sort of single player game to like counter that. So like you can get all worked up, you can get all sweaty playing a multiplayer first person shooter. But at the end of the day, if you want to play a game and just chill out, you need that game. So to hear him say that, it was the coolest thing in the world. I was like, wow, like people that aren't like hardcore, I would say when it comes to like playing video games, they're like evolving. To me at least, where I was like, yes, we've been all cramped up at home for the past X amount of months, and people like video games are an escape. So to hear one of my best friends, like the game that I've known about for years, who's like, yeah, like I just started playing Elder Scrolls Online and I fucking love it. I was like, wow, that's fucking like that's really cool. But just to show you
how many times I've heard that story this year. Like someone's like, "Hey, I just started." I mean, this happened. Someone texted me and said, "Hey, me and my clan are playing ESO. We're gonna play it over the holidays because we're not gonna play our main game, right?" And so, like, I was like, "Oh, that's great." Like, he's like, we haven't really given it a chance." And the next day, he's like, "We are so into this game at this point. Like, we're just totally committed to us just conquering this entire game and going through it."
100%.
It just keeps happening, and it's funny because ESO, like, you could look way back to its first launch with like beta, and there were problems with the beta, and it was before my time. And Matt and Rich have talked about this publicly, but you know that kind of reputation stuck around for a bit, even though they made incredible improvements when it came to console, and then each chapter and everything. Like sometimes I go back and play the game, and I forget all of the quality of life improvements they've done. I mean, even just little things, like even the little thing like the level up assistant, where you level up and it tells you like, "Hey, we recommend these things." Like it really helped.
100%.
And I think a lot of people kind of now, several years on, who are either getting it on Game Pass or they get it at the store. It's like, or download it on a sale. It's not that expensive on a sale. And they're like, "Whoa, how have I been missing this?" Like I hear it all the time.
It's crazy how like wide that demographic is too. Like people who play ESO, like it, like there's just like we recently Gail Simone, who's like a famous comic books writer, she's been getting into it and been talking about a bunch. But at the whole other end of the spectrum is like Robert Whittaker, like the UFC middleweight champion, who straight up, like, first of all, we sponsored that dude. I'm not all up front. We sponsored that dude. That has nothing to do. Like, we sponsor him because of how much he is into ESO, how much he plays that. Like, he gets way into it. There's like this moment we had him come and play it with Pete during QuakeCon. And there's just this part where he just like, they go into a dungeon. He's the only person keeping the entire team alive. And then he finishes it and he just goes into a dance. Like, just like does like one of the dances in there, and he just can't stop laughing about, like, he's like, "Hey, look at it, it's a dance. He's doing a funny little dance." And it's just like this incredible thing how wide this, like, basically everybody can enjoy it and jump into it for some like different reasons. It's really cool, and this year has really brought that out.
Yeah,
100%.
I think the biggest thing to take away from literally any MMO is longevity. And the game's been going for so long now, where it's every time we talk about MMOs on this show, it's literally always the like trilogy of World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14 for active MMOs right now. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, Elder Scrolls Online. And then like I'll always also throw in old school RuneScape because it's still so incredible.
Oh, it's the best.
But like,
We're back
but
to
like,
RuneScape.
kidding me?
yeah, of course, we're back. We always come full circle here. But yeah, I mean, longevity is the key success to all of these games. And for a game that's been going for this long, that's still actively accruing new players, again, it's a global pandemic. People want to play more video games, but it's so clearly apparent that this is a game that people want to come out and play again. And or even not again, but just they see it. They see somebody else play it. They hear it word of mouth. And it's like, all right, fuck it. I got to go hands on with this. I got to try this out.
I'm desperately holding on to my will to not steal some of Matt Firer's talking points about players that have come to the game and longevity and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to say that, but you're absolutely right. Like it's just a lot of players coming in, a lot of players coming back, and a lot of players who are here who just playing for longer than they ever have, and it's kind of great. Like I think specifically for the Zoth team, it's been really rewarding to see people have and build those relationships that we're all struggling to have this year, right? I mean, like we talked about before we got on, I haven't seen my family in a year. Like I'm not going to see them probably for another 6 months. And I don't see anybody outside of the people in this building, really. I think it's a great platform for that. And the team's done a really good job of giving people a reason to make ESO the place where they go to find that,
Yeah, video games, man. At the end of the day,
Video
it's
games,
man.
Video
Funny
games,
how it
man.
works.
Just play video. John, give me a just play video games, man. For the sake of keeping things alive, just play video games, man. Warm it up. Go ahead. Clear the throat. Okay. Wet the whistle a little bit. Wet the beak. Go ahead.
Just play video games, man. Just play video games.
So, yeah, and I think to your point, Matt, like when it comes to people coming using these games as an outlet, or using these games as a way to connect with people, and then from what Bob was saying, that we talk about like the big three all the time on here, and I think the best part about it is that they're so unique that there's room in the space for each of them. Like I have ESO and WoW both on my desktop shortcuts, and they both they've both carved out such a distinct path for one another that they're not exactly like they're both not exactly like in each other's lane. I mean, they have very distinct things. There's some overlap, of course, but the way that they interact with players, like the way that they like push players to interact with one another, the way that players interact with the story are all completely different. I mean, and granted, I've played both of them for years at this point, and I can tell you straight up, like, I mean, I've had multiple people in our Discord be like, when I played ESO, like it kind of stunk at launch. Like I installed it and I uninstalled it, and that was that. And I was like, dude, me too. Right hand of God, so did I. I was like, you're preaching to the converted here. I pre-ordered the fucking premium edition so I could play as an Imperial like an idiot, not knowing that they were going to be the bad guys in the original expansion. What can I say? I mean, I wanted to be like a cool like Roman legionnaire, but whatever. Anyway, but I mean, the game has evolved so much, and I've begged people, and we've had a dozen people in our Discord play through the campaign, and we played a lot together, and like experiencing that story content together is so great, and it's just so rich and engaging, and it's so good. And I just keep telling people like the story is just excellent, but they really are kind of like equal and opposite experiences.
Really, if I'm going to be honest, what makes all three really important is that in some way it's all about me. So I work right now. Obviously, I work on ESO. There was a time where I worked on Final Fantasy 14, right before the launch of A Realm Reborn, and I worked at Vivendi, which owned Blizzard back in the day. So I want you to all recognize that it all is because of my magic.
Hold on, wait.
Bob, you
wait a second. Wait. So wait, Realm Reborn came out after you left?
Well, that's a long story that I can't tell due to NDAs. But
I can't wait for this for the Frary tell-all book, the E-True Hollywood story.
True.
That'll never happen. There's multiple people out there right now writing tell-all books about like the industry in the 2000s, and it's terrifying.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can imagine. Holy shit.
We should release a shirt. I stand Matt Frary.
That's it.
I would 100% buy one. I stand. Everyone's like, oh, who's Matt Frary? I was like,
Make this.
And then do like a Triforce ripoff, but it has a Triforce ripoff, but with Final Fantasy 14, WoW, and the Elder Scrolls.
that'd be sick, dude.
If you had one more MMO on that list, it would be the equivalent of like an EGOT, like an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. Like you got every single
I'm
one.
trying to think, Sean. I'm pretty sure.
Asheron's Call, Ultima Online.
Jagex. Were you on Jagex
Wars
or Ultra
Galaxies.
Wait, I did. You guys will like this. I did once have a contract to work and launch.
Oh yes,
the
yes.
38 Studios MMO.
Oh, wow. Shout out to the
Oh,
guest, the one that got away, Kurt Schilling, dude. That was like,
Yeah,
wait.
somewhere around here, I still have the contract.
Yeah.
He was going to be
Can
our first guest.
He was going to be our first
Hey,
guest.
ask it soon though.
So
Yeah,
let me
true.
tell you a quick story. So because fuck it. So wait. First of all, Matt, Bo called you old in the chat, and then JB said, "Call it the Frary Tales."
Wow.
Oh, that's really
Wow.
good.
Well, Bo's review rating just went down by 1 rating, and yeah, I'm not telling the monkey story.
One
Bo
time,
doesn't
Frary
believe
got
it.
attacked by a monkey. Please tell that story. Big if true.
Wait.
But okay, so
Dom, go on about Kurt.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
so once
LA
upon a
story, not
time,
Boston story.
once upon a time, the official Bethesda account has entered the chat. So okay, so once upon a time, back when Not Another Gaming Podcast was just a twinkle in our eye, we were putting some feelers out for potential guests, and so one of the ways that I accidentally attracted a potential guest was I wrote a blog for wickedgoodgaming.com. If you want to get the beautiful written content, the 25 days of Wicked Good Christmas are happening right now. We're almost there. Is I wrote a blog entitled Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning Deserved Better. And I what I said was that this game effectively had like a fucking super team of writers, artists, composers, directors, like everybody and their mother who like was a big name in like fantasy or RPGs or fantasy RPGs was involved. I think there was I think it was one of the lead writers from Morrowind was involved, or was it Oblivion? I can't remember the exact one. R.A. Salvatore was involved. Like there was just so much. There was just so much there, and I may have extrapolated or exaggerated a few different numbers, and I tagged Kurt Schilling in the tweet when I posted the blog, and he replied within had to have been less than 40 seconds. He was like, this guy is making a bunch of shit up, but he's also right. This game did deserve better. And I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And I was like, would you care to come on our new podcast and discuss? And this was before we launched the show. And he DM'd me and was like, let's talk more about this. And I went back and forth with him a couple times. It never came to fruition. And then there was a couple
because
of
we didn't have a podcast.
we didn't have a podcast.
We literally did not have a podcast.
We asked to go on his.
Yeah, I was like, we could come on yours. That's right. I was like, we could come on yours because ours is kind of small. I was like, we could come on yours, and then we could just kind of like have a nice little like launch pad. And, we just kind of never got there. And then his podcast kind of evolved into something a little bit more different than we didn't want to get involved in. So
Yeah, something you don't want to be on.
yeah, right.
No, go on. Please
Yeah.
go on.
No. Yeah, it's just whatever. But like enough about Kurt Schilling. Let's talk about Starfield.
Hold on, wait one
so-
second. Wait 1 second. Can we tell the Aaron Carter story though?
Do we want to talk?
Oh, he blocked us on Twitter.
So Aaron Carter
Sean
was
is
scheduled.
very interested.
Aaron Carter was scheduled to be our second guest on the show after Kurt Schilling.
You
Wow,
took
you
yours
just
off.
you
Hold
really
on.
you know what? I'm a little bit. I'm like, how did I get in the same audience as same like pool of guests as Kurt Schilling and Aaron Carter?
You are now.
That's why I want to know more.
I want candy. I mean, that's a banger.
Dude, I forgot about Aaron
What sort of
Carter.
crazy hateful shit is Sean gonna say tomorrow on Twitter?
Oh, but we.
Oh my god!
I don't even
Aaron,
remember
forgot about
how
this.
the fuck this happened.
We gotta
But
have
he
the DM
started
somewhere.
following us, and we DM'd him, and we are like, "Hey, what's going on? Why don't you come on the show?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." This was literally like weeks after the Kurt Schilling shit, and I can't remember what happened, but
I can tell you what happened.
we kept reaching out to him, and he
It was a
kept
tweet.
ignoring us. Oh, was it? Go ahead, Chris. You tell it then.
All right, so I tweeted it was like him on the cover of like whatever his old albums was, like the one that was I Got Candy. That one was like platinum blonde, looking really good. And then it was like when he got caught for the first time, like a drug bust or something like that. And I was like me on Saturday versus me on Monday morning. And that was I didn't think at the time, but he probably saw him blocked on Twitter, so that's all that.
Wow, we gotta
Yep.
put that in our bio. Blocked by Aaron Cotta on Twitter. Also, I did actually, while we're speaking of random celebrities who haven't done much lately, Jamie Kennedy followed me on Twitter one time, and so
I'm
big
sorry.
fan of Malibu's Most Wanted. Also a big fan of NFL 2K5, in which Jamie Kennedy was one of the fucking celebrity guests. It was like him,
God,
Carmen Electra.
that game's the best football game of all time.
That's
End of
right.
Story.
We're gonna
Yeah.
start a dialogue. I DM'd him and I was like, hey, part of me wanted to be like, hey, how the fuck did I get a follow from you? Like, what did I say to get you to be like, this is a good idea. But I might have put up a blog about 2K5 at some point. And I was like, I hung 45 points on the Philadelphia cheesesteaks in NFL 2K5 one time versus Jamie Kennedy. And then, we were going back and forth, and I was like, you guys should really, you should really come on the podcast sometime. Like, that would be great. And he was like, yeah, that's great. By the way, this is Jamie Kennedy's manager. Can you tell me? And I was like, wait, whoa, sorry. This is not Jamie Kennedy tweeting? I'm not talking to Jamie Kennedy. I'm talking to his fucking manager. And I was like, okay, well, let's, email me, whatever. We went back and forth and just didn't respond. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even like Malibu's Most Wanted that much. Because,
Whoa, don't say that.
Is that
Don't
when you
say
learn there's no Santa Claus and that there are people who manage the
Yeah.
social media account?
well,
First
listen,
of all,
I just
Malibu's
figured,
Most
okay,
Wanted,
well,
incredibly
listen,
underrated.
Matt, listen, when I'm fucking DMing with McDonald's, I don't think I'm talking to Ronald McDonald, okay? But Jamie Kennedy is
It sounds exactly like that's what you think you're doing.
well, they're both clowns. They're both fucking clowns. I'm not saying that.
rotting hand of Ray Kroc is just.
Listen, yeah. I don't think I'm talking to fucking Grimace over DMs, but Jamie Kennedy is a different story. I figure he manages his own fucking Twitter account.
That's fair.
I mean,
Solid grimace puller right there.
That's really good.
listen, I'm out here. This is what I do.
My
But
favorite. Grimace
We
is
could
my
also
favorite.
dive into the McDonald's lore too if we really need to.
Oh wait, so seriously,
Oh,
okay,
man.
I actually could get it. I'm not. Don't get me
don't.
started because I actually know the librarian who's the one who keeps track of all of the McDonald's lore.
What the
Don't worry
By
about
the
it.
way,
Hey, the librarian on
Sorry for another
payroll?
time.
by the way, Sean
Sam.
can go super deep on a lot of random things.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I can go super deep on.
No,
Just
please.
random shit.
That's not true.
please do tell us about this. What? Wait, what?
Which
wait.
part?
All of it. Just
Librarian.
So
like,
I
it sounds like a Halo thing. Like
Yeah,
I've met the
cartographer.
McDonald's librarian.
So like years ago, I was tweeting jokingly about all sorts of McDonald's lore, and then I like went and researched it a little bit. Like went on and was like, wow, there's actually like an incredible amount of lore to the McDonald's campaigns over the past like 50 years or whatnot. And I was like, that's crazy. That's gotta be something. That's gotta be something. I asked, do you know Mike Harritz?
yeah.
He used
Chef
to be
Mike,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Also,
So, yeah, Chef Mike.
was
So
supposed to be a guest on the podcast, and then he blew up too quick, and then he stopped answering my DMs. But we still follow each other on Twitter.
We'll put in a good word for you. But he had actually mentioned, he was like, oh yeah, we actually have a guy who does that. And then I had another friend of mine was like, oh yeah, I'm in a librarians group, and the McDonald's librarian who actually is like the lore keeper for all of the McDonald's lore and also like all of their marketing materials, right? Like anytime they put out marketing, they have like a library of everything they put out. But a lot of that involves keeping track of the lore. They had that, and I was like, okay, so I got into a DM conversation with the like librarian. I was like, here's the thing I want to pitch. I want to pitch this detective, but it's Grimace, and it's Detective John Grimace. He just wears a purple suit and he solves burglar crimes. And they were like, yeah. I'm not allowed to take pictures.
I think maybe we should get that librarian to work on Doom, and then we'd know who to tell.
True.
Dom
For real.
Does
Is,
the
is no
full
one else
circle.
confused that McDonald's has a librarian? I mean,
Yeah.
is there a different meaning than for a librarian than just like books?
Like a
and
keeper,
stuff like
a
that?
keeper of knowledge. A
Yeah,
keeper of
how
knowledge.
many McDonald's
Yep.
books there are in the McDonald's Central Library?
Yeah.
I genuinely
R.A.
think-
Salvatore has written like 5 of them.
I
There's
genuinely
a
think Dom
1,000
and
Happy Meals there.
I could legitimately be librarians for Game of Thrones. If they ever look, if we get it, George R.R. Martin, you're not going to finish the book. Go retire. Don't worry about it. Let us collect the knowledge
got
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Just we'll take care of it. It's not a big deal.
Dom,
Yeah.
did we get any voicemails, by the way?
Jeez, you're fucking rushing me over here.
No, I'm curious. I'm
I
curious.
mean, listen, we
Hard
could
right
we
turn
might,
there.
We might have had some voicemails. I don't know.
God, I'm so jealous you were able to take off your sweatshirt because I'm sweating in here.
I'm getting a little hot. I think the sauce kind of
Oh,
did something
shit,
to
my
me,
man's
too.
getting a little
I'm
lost
just
in the
not
sauce.
feeling okay.
But like the
Just send
sauce
me
or the sauce? You know,
Just
Send me a picture
uh,
later, Sean.
Our Carolina Reaper sauce. It's
Okay.
it's ruining me.
If you send us a
boy.
picture, I'll have Bo write a press release about it.
I also like that 2 people on my team, one of them in this call, in the chat, Bo is like, Sean is the best at knowing things that nobody else knows about, and Matt's like, Sean knows so much about so many minor things. It's like the death of a thousand cuts right here.
No, it's true.
It's true.
You like to dive into
Yeah,
very specific,
obscure weird shit.
Oh,
Your
no, I'm
thing.
on PTO.
And I-
perfect on, like,
Weird
Family Feud.
Massachusetts shit too, though.
Yeah,
I will,
I appreciate that.
That
about
part
you.
is
Like,
true. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know a little bit about a lot of things, but you know like a lot about some very specific
Very-
items.
Where I may be the only person who still knows or cares about any of this.
Right.
It's like,
You're like,
I mean,
hey,
If you're on Family Feud, it's him. You want him.
know-
You want Sean on your side on Family Feud.
Yo,
but
yeah.
you know how
100%.
everybody writes books about like kings and
Yeah.
queens and armies and stuff. Sean would write a book about that fucking guy who fixes shoes in Peabody in 1685. And he'd be like, that guy had such an interesting life. He had to make his own nails. Do you know how he made those nails? It was incredible. Like that's what Sean would know all about.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, listen, that's why that's just
You're
part of the
not
reason.
wrong.
why I
You're
love
not
it.
wrong.
I mean, Bo is like, Sean can tell you some shit about somebody who started a pickle company in the 1800s. That sounds like a very specific
Probably could.
story.
I gave an entire presentation at work about like just a weird guy from Newburyport, and
It was
it's the best
remarkable.
PowerPoint that I've ever given in my entire life. Lord Timothy Dexter. Folks need to look this guy up.
I was dying laughing, and there were about 55 people in the department who were like, "What is happening right now?"
This can't be real. None of this is real. It was real.
Wow, Lord
Um,
Timothy Dexter was an American businessman noted for his writing and, oh my God, I did this to myself. Eccentricity. Is
Yeah,
that
Good job. Good job.
Buy that book that he wrote and see what you can do with it.
This
Born
one
in
right
Malta.
here.
Oh my God. What do you have? The only autographed copy? What
Wow.
the fuck?
Yeah, he wrote this book called A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. He
told
was
you.
he was illiterate, by the way. I'm just telling you.
I should not have brought
I
this
told you.
Actually
Um,
illiterate.
This is why, by the way, when we interviewed Sean, everyone was like, "Wait, he's from Massachusetts? Hard pass."
And they were right. That's the they were right.
My God, that's fucking incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. And this is what, I mean, I don't know what you guys were expecting with this show, but I hope you got everything that you thought that you were getting out of it.
I'm having a blast.
This is good.
All right, so without further ado, as we go ahead and wrap up the episode here, we're going to go into a little voicemail segment. So we've only got one voicemail this week, but normally we'll have people call 617-701-7678. This is the WGG Internet Dad Sauce line. You leave a voicemail and we'll react live on the show. It could be a topic suggestion, relationship advice. It could be a roast, a compliment, whatever you guys want. So give us a call, 617-701-7678. We have one voicemail.
Dom, before you get to that, can I just say there is one leak I wanted to give you.
Okay, I'm
Perfect.
listening.
Perfect.
I'm all
Yeah.
ears.
And it's in regards to Starfield.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
All right, here we go. All
Oh,
right.
snap.
Here's what Starfield is. It's
Sean's face.
I'm not allowed to be here. this.
He froze.
I gotta go.
Oh no, guys! He
I can
froze.
still
Someone
see his
check it
hand
out?
moving. I can still his hand is shaking from the
Oh wait, did I freeze? Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Wow.
No, go ahead, Matt. No, continue.
Wow.
Go. Oh,
I
yeah.
froze. I forgot it already.
Could you just
Sorry.
repeat that? Could you repeat that real quick?
Bo, Matt, no, don't do it.
I'm just messing around. It's Christmas.
Whose side are you on, Matt?
Bo's,
and during Christmas, we give, right? As human beings, we like to give. So, Matt, as like a friend, I would hope that you would give us a leak on Starfield.
Well, Pete's already gonna have my ass for even making that joke. So,
he's gonna be like, "All right, I want to hear the undoctored audio for that. Like, what did you actually say?" All right. Here's the voicemail. Here it is.
What is up, WGG fam? Founding fathers, Sean Baptiste, Matt Frary, two excellent guys from Bethesda. Let's go. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. It's your boy JB Genesis. My question for you guys this week is, what is on the top of your holiday wish list this year? Like, what's your number one present that's going on your letter to Santa? Much love as always, guys. Great pod as always, guys. Peace.
All right. What's on the top of your
Mine's
your
for
holiday
Boz
list?
to open back up. I want to be back in Boz. I want Boz to open back up.
I mean, honestly, my unrealistic wish is that we could all just be back to normal because I would like to go and do stuff.
Legit.
I would like to go. Like I said earlier, I'd like to go somewhere where there's a beach and spend a couple days there, and I'd like to go see my family up in Massachusetts. And I can't do that. There's a quarantine up there, and it's impossible. I don't want to kill my family, so that's my big thing. Also, I would just like to one of these days click on my Xbox Series X order on Amazon and have it go to my cart and complete the order because I haven't been able to do it yet, and it's
really.
I feel kind of silly.
You want to hear something real? So, like, I don't puff my own chest or pat myself on the back a lot, but I ended up getting one, and I don't play on console. I haven't played on console, and nothing against it. It's not like that, but probably like a decade I haven't like turned on a console, and I ended up getting an Xbox Series X just because I wanted to see if I could beat the bots, and I did. And I was like, holy shit, what do I do with this? It got delivered, and I'm in a group chat with all my best friends, and all of them got it besides one of my buddies. So I was like, you know what, Steve? I'll sell you mine. He goes, all right, like how much? How much you gonna charge me for? I was like,
$1,800.
I was like, no, I'll break even. Just like give me what I paid for it. I mean, I could have upcharged. He was like, you sure you don't want me to pay more? No, man, like loyal to the soil. That's my boy. And like,
yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is just getting us back to normal, man. That's what I would ask for.
Yeah,
100%.
And Sean, I know, would ask for like a really good mixed Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but
that's all I want. One that's like straight from the oven, no extra slices from other people's food. Like, I want that. I would actually again, get things back to normal. I would definitely like to get back up to Massachusetts. I want to go up to Salisbury Beach, which is the greatest place on earth. I want to go to the arcades up there. I want to hang out. I want to eat beach pizza. I want all of that. But I would like to be able to have a whole bunch of people over at my house and just do a lobster boil for real. Like I order the main next day lobsters. And then just have them come down, have a bunch of folks over except for Bo.
Can we do that again?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody but Bo. No, Bo can come.
Oh, that's right. Bo was so sad when he saw the pictures. But yeah, I just want to do that. I want to have, because I also found out how to smoke and grill lobsters too, in addition to boiling them. And dude, it's it's so good, and that's all I want to do.
I feel like I would
like share it with other people.
I don't like lobster. It's like my biggest downfall. Like I want to like lobster so bad, but it's like a texture thing to me. Where like boiled lobster is like very snappy and like soft. It just like weirds me out. But if it was grilled or like smoked, I'm all there.
I just while it's alive, I'd put the knife in it, cut it in half. And then I just put it down on the grill, smoke it up a little bit, grill it up. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It was just like an experiment.
It was real good grilled.
It was the
and in fact, that was seriously one of the best days of my life, and it would have been life changing for Bo if he could have been there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he wasn't invited, and he couldn't be there.
Bo would have become a man that day.
Unbelievable. Wow. Jesus
Roasted over the
Christ.
coals, just like that fucking lobster.
Would have cut him in half, put Bo on the grill.
Yeah, Bo would have been on the
my
grill.
Lord. Man.
Poor Bo.
Bo is just getting
Bo.
fucking skewered right now. Yeah, so I mean,
I do want to say Bo is the heart of our team. Bo keeps us together, and also busting on him keeps us together.
True. That's true. Yeah, I mean, listen, you gotta have that.
I feel like I genuinely feel like I fulfilled that role pretty well for us.
Yeah. I would like to think so as well. Yeah, we shit on you just to keep ourselves sane.
I'm a great foundation.
At the end of the day,
I'm a great foundation because I have these big, broad shoulders to hold you both up.
fucking move on. What do you want for Christmas?
my
I don't want to hear about your body. What do you want for Christmas?
I want a fucking vacation. Jesus
I would like you to play linebacker for the New England Patriots. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
My
It'd be great if we
knees
had
can't
one.
keep up.
You know,
My knees cannot hold up.
Bill Belichick
would
would kick him off the team in a second because he complains too much. They won't want Bob.
Look,
Make a promise on that.
if I didn't blow out my knee at a captain's practice for D3 basketball,
God.
I forgot. That's why I got to send you that extra copy of Doom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true,
Maybe I'd be there, but I'm not there. But I need a fucking vacation. I don't even care where at this point. I just need to not have emails, and I need to be somewhere else. That's it. That's all I want. And I don't care if that's selfish. Fuck the world. That's what I want.
I would love to do the exact
You're
same
right
thing.
on, man.
I love to do the exact same thing. I'm like exactly. I'm somewhere between exactly what Matt and Sean were saying and exactly what you're saying, Bob. Like, I would love to just fucking go off the grid for like 2 to 3. I was gonna say weeks, but months at this point. Just like throw me on a beach in Aruba or something like that, and just put me in like some all-inclusive swim-up bar. You know, I'm getting nice and roasty, toasty. Maybe there's a little golf course on the resort. You know, maybe I'm hitting the links a couple times. I don't know. Maybe the links are hitting back. But I just want to I just want to get somewhere else and be there for as long as I possibly can until I either run out of money or I get kicked out. I mean, at this point. But also, I would also take maybe we rent like a little cottage on like a lake in like New Hampshire or Maine, you know, and granted, we are in northern Kansas, so we can't get there super easily. So, once we get, nice like little New England like summer vacation, get the whole fam up there, get a couple boys up there, you know what I mean? Just 4,000 beers, like jet skis, speedboats, music blasting, grilled meats,
water skis.
Water skis, you know what I mean? Like you know when you go up there and like you got about 5 or 6 guys that they all bring up their own grills, and you're like, we have way too many grills, and then it turns out that you have exactly as many as you need. Like that's what I'm talking about.
That's
like,
right.
That's what I mean. Bo, you can come. I got you. You can come.
As soon as that vaccine needle goes in my arm, I am booking a trip somewhere.
100% because I'm gonna be able to fly there.
I think you're gonna get two.
I know. I'll have to wait 2 weeks to get the second one or whatever it is, but I'll have booked it when I get the first one.
True. Absolutely.
I just don't know if that's going to happen anytime before,
Once I get that second booster, I'm going to go into instant transmission to fucking Maine, and then I'm going to be in there.
So I'm going to have to get mine within the next 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my! I don't give us a little Starfield leak, and maybe I'll get you on board.
Put that thing up on eBay. Like people are selling PlayStation 5 for like $2,000. You should sell that back to me.
If I have any abnormal growths, like a third ear or a second foot, or like a third foot, maybe a couple extra toes, I'll let you know. I'll give you guys a heads up.
I'm telling you, you can give me 4 extra ears. I'll be happy as long as I can still get on a friggin' plane and go somewhere soon. I can't take it.
Can we also just acknowledge the adorable pup?
You got the squad in the house right now?
Yeah, she decided to jump on my lap. Probably because she's like, normally you're in bed by now.
Yeah. Isn't it time for bed for both of us? For all of us? No, absolutely. I think that I definitely agree. I think like a little vacation. And by a little vacation, I mean like a month vacation would be unbelievable.
And I like your New Hampshire lake house idea here, where people are grilling out there. And
yeah, Winnipesaukee style.
That's kind of my jam.
Yeah.
Please, just like
I fucking love New Hampshire
you know,
lakes.
a couple cottages. You know what I mean? You get the screen doors that like never really shut all the way, and there's no way to close them quietly. Like you close them, and it's
That's
like.
it.
You know what
That's
I
because
mean?
they got those metal springs with the hooks on the end that are from 1948, and you open up and just go, wow,
You get
and it never shuts. Doors
you get
all
a different
warped
kind of
from
tetanus if you get cut by those things. It's a whole different strain.
It's all like mossy and cold in the woods. You go on the lake, it's 150 degrees.
Absolutely.
Bring me back.
Oh my god.
I'm
Mentally,
in.
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So we're here. We have come to the end of the tarmac, the end of the end of the tracks, and it is time that we land the train. Matt and Sean, before we go any further, just wanted to thank you guys for coming on. Just want to thank you guys for just being genuinely great people, for always being really welcoming to us, and just being all around great people. As we the more we kind of get involved with other folks, in the industry and whatnot, we found out there's a lot of Massachusetts people around here, and I think we need more. So, if you got anybody, you got anybody that might be listening that, you want to get involved here, that might also be, a Celtics fan or something like that to jump on, just let us know, but
Defensive player of the year.
You'd be surprised how many Massachusetts people there are out there. I mean, it's funny. Like I've built sort of this circle of massholes around the video game industry, like head of PR over there, Square Enix. You got Tuttle at Microsoft.
Tuttle, we need get Tuttle.
Get him on here. Get him on here.
I mean,
Get him on the podcast.
Tuttle, come on.
Technically New Hampshire, but
Close
I'm
enough.
talking about like when
We'll
I'm
give
in
it to
LA and I'm telling people where I'm from. I'm talking about like LA, Boston, which includes everything with 495 in southern New Hampshire, but definitely not Connecticut. Like no Connecticut, but like,
Literally no Connecticut.
Absolutely
everything
not.
inside 495 in southern New Hampshire, and definitely not Maine either.
Absolutely not.
Definitely
Absolutely not.
not. Man.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to start like a masshole gaming industry Discord or something like that, or just a group Twitter
It's a
DM.
really good
I mean,
idea.
we'll be in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need
Such
that.
a good. Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
Get on this.
Tomorrow, like straight up tomorrow.
And I better see. I mean, listen, my number on my Discord handle is 0617 for a reason. So I mean, you get me.
Yeah,
on
we'll
that.
get Riley and Russo and Tuttle in there, and then we'll just expand and expand.
All the group chat's gonna be is, hey, have you guys heard about that new beef joint out in Peabody?
I
Wait a
got
minute, Billy.
my large
get
ice
mustard
French
on your
vanilla,
beef?
extra. What's your Dunkin' Donuts order? I need to know
guy
what Will
doesn't even
Tuttle's
like
Dunkin'
lobster.
Donuts order is.
Yeah.
It up. Every day has to stop with, let me get before like any conversation happens. Like you're at the Dunk drive-through. Instead of good morning, it's let me get
Yeah, let me get a
Every day.
Down here, they're really confused when I do that.
Hi, welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. What can I get for you? Let me get
I just want you to know that when you leave there, you got to order different. Like people don't understand what you're talking about.
No.
Like down here at Dunks down here are so different. I have to explain every little thing to them. Like I have to really tell them exactly. It's up there. You're like, I just get a regular, and they give it to you.
Yeah.
And up here, it's like I need cream, sugar.
regular.
I would
please.
like precisely 2
Regular.
creams and precisely 2 sugars. So I
You got
actually,
any sweet and lows in there?
let me get 15 sweet and lows, a pack of Parliaments. You get the Boston Herald behind there. So I was in Barcelona like 3 years ago, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts in Barcelona. So we did like 4 countries. We had a friend who got married in Portugal, so we just decided let's do like this big European vacation. So the whole time that I was over there for like 2.5 weeks, and there was no I couldn't get an iced coffee anywhere. And I'm over here dying on the inside because I couldn't get a fucking iced coffee. It was just espresso or nothing. There wasn't even just like regular black coffee, just like what I would, just a black cup of coffee. I don't care where it comes from. I would have killed for like a Hilton lobby, like Green Mountain coffee. Just like give me like the shittiest hot cup of coffee. I just don't want espresso. I can't. I really can't.
You're in Europe. They don't like drip coffee.
No,
period.
just please. I didn't even know what to call it. I get iced coffee, and they were like,
every time I go there, I get lectured by everybody about how drip coffee is the worst, and you have to have espresso. I have this argument with our Australian office all the time.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, they give you a long black.
They think we're crazy because we like drip coffee.
They're crazy. And shout out to all the Australian fans that we have. Big shout out to you. We were like number 23 in Australia like 3 months ago, so I don't mean any of this. But when we were in Australia, and I was like, can I just get a cup of black coffee? And they were like, oh, well, there's a long black, which is it's like a triple black espresso in a big old cup just to make like Americans feel good. And it's like, that's just like, and we put a little hot water in it. And I'm like,
you got to order the Americano. That's all. That's the only thing you can order in Europe.
It still doesn't
get the Americano. It's espresso with water in it. It's basically the same. I mean, it's not the same, but
I was like, okay, so now I was like teaching people to make me an iced coffee. I was like, can you just pour this over ice now? Pour this over ice. Yep, and you're just gonna like maybe like swirl it all around so it gets nice and cold. Put a little straw in there for me. Thank you so much. Okay, have a great day. Be blessed. And so there was a Dunkin' Donuts in Barcelona. I have a picture of me because I almost burst into tears. And I'm like covering my mouth like this. I couldn't believe it. And there was pictures of Boston inside, like marketing material, and they were like, here in scenic, historic Canton, Massachusetts, or whatever it was, like where the very first Dunkin' Donuts was founded. And I was pointing to the people on the counter. I was like, this is where I'm from. And they were like, yeah, we don't give a fuck, buddy. Like, can you get your
This is me.
This is where I'm from.
Yeah.
They were like, we don't care.
You were like a mascot.
Yeah.
You're basically a mascot. You're like, I'm from fucking Boston.
Yeah, I'm from
I remember when this place was called Mr. Donut.
Yeah. Did you guys know that there was somebody from corporate that was coming here? Because I had no idea. This guy. I was like, I have to smoke a cigarette here.
For some reason, I just keep thinking you walking into this like Barcelona Dunkin' Donuts, and still there's like a woman, like the cashier. Her name is Colleen, and there's like a guy Brian who's like an associate manager in the back. Like he's like just a shift supervisor, but he calls himself the manager. And you're like, wait a second, how'd you get? This is Barcelona. They're like, yeah, they just ship us everywhere. They clone us.
It's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same. It's literally just It's like you walk into one, but you're actually walking like in a portal through to like Haymarket Station, and they're just like, yeah, actually, this is it's all connected. It's all connected.
Haymarket,
crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, so that's the Dunkin' Donuts story. But so the Send It segment is where you guys can shout out whatever you want to shout out, plug whatever you want to plug, tell everybody where to find you. You can acknowledge people if you want to. If not, you really don't have to. But I just wanted to give a big shout out to you guys for always being just genuinely great guys to us, and you know, just all in all, just, you know, being loyal to the soil out there, and you know, showing people what being from around here is all about. So, but I'll kick it over to you guys.
Oh, man.
John.
Let's see. I would say for plugs, follow twitch.tv/Bethesda. Like, we're doing a lot of streams. We're doing a lot of content. We put out a lot of stuff. More great stuff is going to happen. The ESO stream in January that we've talked so much about, that's going to be on there. So good stuff there. And as far as if I could ask you to do anything, if by any chance Danny Ainge does decide to trade Marcus Smart and, I don't know, Jaylen Brown for James Harden, I want you to ride Danny Ainge so hard that he feels like he can never come back to Boston 100%. Again. Because I will not survive that. I will become a fan of wherever they go, quite honestly.
I agree 100%. I don't want James Harden.
No, nobody wants James Harden.
Nobody wants James Harden.
I'm furious just thinking about it.
You see the picture of him? He's kind of thick now. I mean, I get it, whatever. But
I would like to just ask Sean to stop talking shit about Danny Ainge, because he's the greatest, and that's all there is to it. So just trust in Danny.
All I was saying is, if that happens,
and you know it's not going to happen, he's not that stupid.
I don't know.
The guy fought Michael Jordan. Come on.
That's pretty cool, though.
Just let Danny Ainge have his. Trust Danny Ainge.
I'll trust Danny Ainge.
I will also shout out the Elder Scrolls Online Global Reveal event, January 21st at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Hey.
That's where you'll learn all about the Gates of Oblivion. And I will say,
what else?
you should play Fallout 76. I've been playing a ton of it lately. You should get back in there. I know a lot of you own it. Jump back in. A lot of people have. It's a great game. And I will also say they should start Stidham.
I agree.
Oh.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'm just saying,
It's time.
Cam's a great guy. He's an astounding person. His decision making hasn't been great. It's not that fast. Stidham, he didn't move the ball that much, but at least he got the ball out quick. He doesn't have anything to work with. Let's face it. And at this point, we should just see what we got.
Yeah.
Let's just go with
Bill's
Stidham.
loyal. Bill's loyal to Cam.
We are
coming back
not.
this year.
We are not making the playoffs. I have some friends who are delusional and think that everyone's going to lose out and we're going to win out.
No.
Let's just see what Stidham's got.
Yeah,
We have like
I
a
think
3% chance
listen,
now.
get him in there, dude. Get Stiddy in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's see him.
Yeah.
Let's see him
Cam's
sling.
not coming back.
Is he,
Cam's not
listen,
coming
is he
back.
going to
We
throw
know what
3
we got
interceptions
with
in the
Cam.
first quarter? Maybe, but can we afford not to see that chance? Let's just give the kid a couple
Does
fucking
it matter
reps.
at this point?
It doesn't matter.
No, it
Cam,
doesn't matter.
we know what we got with him. He's going to run it 4 yards and dive down on the ground every time. Like, we know if he's inside the 10, he's running it, and we're not getting a touchdown. We know what we got. Let's just go with someone who maybe he throws it around. Maybe he makes a run. I don't know. Who cares? Let's just see what goes on. It'll be exciting for us.
The,
I'll go
the wild card.
Well, I was about to say I'll go to B-Dubs and watch it, but I can't because Maryland's closed. We can't go out for in dining. So
I was just, you know what? I was just at a
sit
Buffalo
here
Wild
and-
Wings last weekend, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. It hit. It was hitting. It was hitting.
yeah.
It was
Well, that's
hitting.
what it was like 2 weekends ago before we shut everything down here. So
All the more
we're
reason
back
to come
in
home.
no dining.
Come on back.
I know.
Matt-
I can't get Ness in here. I can't get local Pats games here.
It's
Oh my
impossible. Literally impossible.
It's the worst.
That's just hatred.
When I Matt and Sean,
By the way, you know what the worst part of living in Maryland is?
Tell
You
me.
got your choice. Your choice. Choose this. I dare any of you to choose this. You can choose between the Ravens or the football team, or on a good day, the Eagles. Okay?
I'd rather
Get
not
the
watch
birds.
football.
Make
Yeah, I'd
your
rather
choice,
not- I'd rather
boys.
not watch
Make your
football.
choice.
Yeah.
I'd be screaming
choose
from the
death.
rooftops, "Go birds!" Yeah, no,
I choose death.
Birds.
no thanks.
King Tut 33 said this looks
I
like a
choose
wicked good
video
party.
games.
Thank God I tuned in for the Celts talk. Frary, you better be pounding some 7 and 7s in my honor.
Oh, there's Tuttle right there. Oh, you know I am.
It is Tuttle.
Come on,
All right.
Tuttle.
Here
There
we
he
go.
is.
You got to come on the show.
Coming
We're
through.
doing this.
Coming through on the burner.
I literally bought a case of 7-Up to make 7 and 7
Mhm.
yesterday.
But
I
we're
mean-
gonna get a whole Boston Discord thing going. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston games.
Show
Discord,
up.
yeah, absolutely.
Also,
We're doing
Tuttle
this.
works at Microsoft, so you
Mhm.
know he's a good
He
good
has a
friend of ours.
coworkers now. He has a
He's
coworker.
a friend of ours.
I might be biased.
A friend of
being from
ours.
around here, but
Not
I
a
feel like we're
friend of
different
us.
around
Like
here.
friend of us.
I think we need that Discord. We're different around here. Like, granted,
Absolutely.
I talk like I have peanut butter in my mouth at all times, but like, I think we get the world a little differently. So, I mean, the Boston Discord, that'll be phenomenal. We'll
I
talk
can't
about
wait.
roast beefs, Kelly's, how their prices are way too high now. We'll talk about it all.
Oh my God, yeah. Please,
I'm all
don't
about
get me
this.
started.
Oh
Don't get me
God, it's the
started.
only thing I want to talk about. I'm setting this up tomorrow. I don't give a shit.
Let's go, dude. I mean,
Get it done, Sean.
you know where to find me. I listen. Oh yeah, and then Kenny said that Matt and Sean sound like the green teamers who call into Felger and Maz on 98.5. Yeah,
Don't ever
Felger. Let
compare
me
me to
tell you, I
Boston
want to
sports
see
radio.
Stidham start. All right, Cam Newton is washed. Start Stidham. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's Jeffrey from Bill Ricker. You know that Jarrett Stidham guy. You know,
You gotta go with. Yeah, you know, I think we should trade Belichick. I think we should trade him to the Jets. Get us some of that. Yeah.
so good, so good. I'll do my shout out now. Shout out to Sean and Matt for coming on. This has been a fucking blast. Other than that, I have nothing. If you do want a shout out from me on the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Not another gaming podcast, obviously. Really helps us within the rankings and just kind of grow this thing that we have going on. But yeah, that's all I got. It's been a fucking fun night.
Hey, big
Shout
shout
out
out.
to Tuttle, who's got Larry's number in his name.
Hey, there we go.
Shout
out to him. And
Bob,
also, big shout out to the two old ladies that I saw almost fist fighting in Market Basket like 3 days ago.
God, that's like the benefit of going to Market Basket. Just like every
Market Basket.
Anytime there's a snowstorm coming, there is a fist fight in a Market Basket.
It's the best part.
Every time.
It's the best part.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the Market Basket in Fitchburg? Because that's every day in Fitchburg. I don't know.
That's just Fitchburg. Yeah.
That's a Royal Rumble.
Gonna do?
Okay, Bob.
I gotta give a big shout out to the fellas for joining us. Matt, Sean, thank you guys so much, of course. Like Dom was saying, you guys were one of the first like groups of people in the industry for us to really connect with. And if that comes down through the fucking soil, let the roots grow together, because we love it. You know, we love seeing the shit. We love seeing everything that you guys do. We love all the opportunities that you give to us. And, you know, we really do genuinely do appreciate everything you guys do for us, especially when it comes to the PAX shit. PAX is always it's a fucking grind. And we tell you every single year when we go to the after party or to the party, like this is a like reprieve for us, because we're on the fucking floor walking around the whole time. My knee is swollen to the size of a fucking softball, and I need to sit down. I need an ice cold beer. I need someone to bring me over some form of vodka Red Bull. I don't care what Bethesda game it's inspired by. I just need that fucking vodka Red Bull inspired drink coming my way. So thank you guys, of course, for coming on. It was
that's what it's all about. That PAX game day. That's what it's all about for us.
It's the great.
You guys crushed the buffet too. Do you always have food turning out different types of food?
That lobster mac and cheese was so good.
That's really good.
Wouldn't know. Don't like lobster. I know.
I know, but I don't like lobster mac and cheese. But that lobster mac and cheese was good.
When I come up, I'm grilling you a lobster. We're gonna do this, and that's a deal.
Well, we're gonna tailgate.
If he doesn't eat his, I'll fucking eat it. I don't give a shit.
PAX East for next year got pushed back to June, so we're gonna tailgate PAX.
Whoa.
I've been saying it for like 3 years. I wanted to host like a PAX East tailgate. So I'm just saying, if you guys wanna, you know, I'll announce you coming in there. You know, I'm just saying we could do a little PAX East 2021 tailgate party. We'll get some Buka
now we don't
coffees.
have to worry. Now we don't have to worry that it's going to be -15 with 60-mile-per-hour winds in February.
That's right.
Yeah.
I also get a couple more shout outs from the YouTubes. Sea Dog, Red vs. Blue is clutch. Fortnite is not clutch. Frozen Corpse 490. What a fucking name. Holy shit. Frozen Corpse 490. What the fuck? Cold War's this is on a couple of the videos that we've been posting. Cold War's aim assist fucks you over more than it helps you half of the time. Truly inspiring comment. Colts Nation, not even close to aimbot. Keyboard and mouse players still have the advantage over controller players. That's just facts. Don't fact check that. I don't believe the guy. Bones Bloody, it's overpowered as soon as... I don't know what the fuck this is in relation to.
Those are like my videos that I posted.
Oh, okay. It's overpowered as soon as I don't know. These names and these fucking comments, I am shocked. Have a nice first shoot. They run out of nowhere, aimed on sight, and boom.
Ignore them. Fuck those guys.
No. Doesn't matter. No. Because even the bots that link to fucking weird porn sites in our comments, I have to at least acknowledge. Like, thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. Don't click on the link though. Modern Warfare is okay. It's not broken, but this is a whole other level. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. That's all I got. This is my segment of the shout out. I shout out everybody who's interacted with our YouTube, and I'll say maybe 10% of the time we get a bot saying at 42 seconds, weebhentai.net.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and just post so many anime related things for you to read.
Fine.
Only anime.
Except that I've never seen anything anime, so I don't even know where to start.
We'll just
I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand it because I'm not a weeb.
Man, Sean, so you're probably catching on at this point, but Bob is at the point of weeb that he has like body pillows. So he's like that type of weeb, you know.
That's
so.
how
I was picking up on that.
That's what chat was saying earlier. They were saying that they got him. So.
Okay, first of all, chat is toxic as fuck and nobody should listen to anything they say. Secondly, I don't have body pillows. I have enlarged pillows for the human nature of cuddling that may or may not have characters' designs on them.
No, true. No, you got me there, Bob.
It was kind of weird how you started the show by going, "I'm Bob, ooh woo," and I was like, I don't know about this.
Hey, there's no video fucking proof of that. There's no video proof of that. So
rewind the show.
Nope, I don't know.
We can make that happen with our video team, including that guy Billy you all love. So
Bob,
Operator Perry's on it.
Bob, Matt, and Sean are here.
Yeah.
Can you just give us an ooh please before we close the show out? Just like
I don't even know. I
just say ooh with like 2 pieces.
I'm making this my ringtone, BT Dubs.
All right, what if?
No, let him say it.
There it is.
A weeb.
Okay, in exchange.
I'm not a weeb. I don't like anime.
In exchange, when is Elder Scrolls 6 coming out?
Wow.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Don't say that backwards.
That's a long way off, buddy. That's a long way off.
All right, so how long of a way off? Like, we talking about like like a year? We talking like a 2
Like, am I going to have a kid to experience this game?
Because I'll do it.
Does that make time go faster?
I don't fucking know. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any kids. I don't know.
Me neither.
Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6 first?
Starfield. We've said that.
True.
Okay. All right.
Tom, that's an easy question. They are
it's called
100%.
Little Yes, Big Yes. It's called Little Yes, Big Yes.
I'm very excited for Starfield.
Same.
So,
what are you most excited about? What features are you most excited about for it?
Boy, what features? Well, what's my thing that I've seen?
What do you prefer, the stars or the fields?
Ooh.
I know. You'll see Starfield when it's ready for you to see it.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe
coming in hot with the PR answers. Damn it.
Okay. Listen, man. Here's the thing here's what's funny.
All right, Bo, you're in the chat. It's time to get your revenge, Bo. Leak something in the chat.
PR people always want to show things, right? But we also have this understanding where it's like we can't show it until it's ready. And the team is ready to show it because it doesn't work, right? Because then you go out and you have a showing where the game doesn't present all of what it could be. So I'm happy to say, hey, I'll show that game when that game is ready to be shown. And Todd comes to me and says, I'm psyched and I want to show this game. That game's going to be amazing, and it like the respect that game deserves. I want to pay that game that respect. So
yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree, especially because now it feels like every other game comes out and is not ready to be shown. So yeah, I want to see that shit when it's ready.
You don't want the situation where I'm out there showing you something, and then 6 years later, I'm like, oh, by the way, it's delayed again. That's not cool. You want to know, you want to see it when you know what's going to happen with it. That's all.
I respect that. Absolutely. I 100%. So, all right. So we're just going to get Todd Howard on here to tell us he can leak something. I feel like he would. All right. Yeah. All right, cool. And then we'll get you guys back on here.
Whatever.
He can probably.
Let me correct you.
Oh, hold on.
If Todd says something, it's not a leak.
It's official.
It's an announcement.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Actually, technically, if I say something, it's not a leak either. I'm actually announcing it.
But
so
we've been wording it wrong. Matt, would you like to announce something?
Oh, see, let's go. See,
there's so much I want to announce.
Okay.
Nah.
So, that's good to know. I mean, that was a leak in and of itself. That when Todd Howard comes on here, it'll be an official announcement, and we'll have there'll be breaking news. So that's good to know.
Right. As soon as we get that booked for you.
100%. The second, as soon as that happens, I mean, you guys are on vacation right now.
Happening.
I don't expect that anytime this week, but maybe next,
Listen, I would never. I mean, even if I had information that I could say, I would never want to do it because it's so much better coming out of Todd's mouth. Todd should be the one who tells you everything about that game.
That was a good save.
Just don't book him with Aaron Carter. I don't think.
Well, we were gonna do a mega.
Todd.
Yeah, one
Todd,
big mega
Kurt,
episode.
and Aaron Carter.
Yeah, Aaron Carter, Kurt Schilling.
Wow,
that'd be huge.
All of a sudden, Ben Affleck would be like, "Hey, I'm here too." And we all
Get
him on. Get him on the show. Ben, what's up? Come on.
Benny. All right.
Sean definitely knows Ben. He could make that happen.
100%. 100%. Bo, I'm just letting you know if you want to exact your revenge, my DMs are open. I'm just saying. So, oh yeah, how many triangles will Starfield have? We'll have a lot of triangles.
Bo was trying to reel me in.
She's sending DM now. All right. Well, we just wanted to thank you guys again. Thanks so much for just being all around great fucking guys, being wicked good guys. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that exclusive Discord to be launched tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. Shout out to King Tut himself for the special guest appearance, and be on the lookout for the PAX 2021 tailgate. If unofficially partnered, Wicked Good Gaming and Bethesda,
By the way, if you do that, I'll drive up my camper. We'll just tailgate that whole.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, that'd be so dope.
Sold.
All right, that's an official.
I mean, you have to have a designated. I need to take a nap space.
Yeah,
True.
and then Sean will head to Salisbury State Park and do that.
Yes,
That's happening.
Yes. All right,
It
folks.
happens to the best of us.
Well,
right,
this
thanks,
has been episode 211 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. We've got Matt and Sean here from Bethesda. Great guys all around. Make sure that you tune into that ESO announcement, which is January 21st.
January 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern.
January 21st. Gates of Oblivion. That announcement is coming real soon. Will I know anything about it beforehand? Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? Who's to say? Maybe DMs are open. I'm just saying, if you want to leak something.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I will talk to you on January 18th.
Ooh, okay. Official announcement January 18th. Let's go. So,
Under embargo.
everybody have a fantastic weekend. Dig yourself out from the snow or not. Maybe hunker down, make yourself some nice soup. Maybe watch a little Christmas movie, The Holiday, really underrated one. It's got Jack Black in it, unbelievable. Really big shout out, Matt and Sean. Thank you so much for being a part of this again. We appreciate you guys so much. And to you, if you, the listener, are listening to this right now, we appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed already, go to twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming, steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime, subscribe to us. It's totally free. It costs you absolutely nothing. What are you waiting for? What are you doing? Come on now.
No, wait.
Come on, man.
Come on now.
Come on.
Just come on, man. And in the meantime, this has been episode 211 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. As always, we love you so much, and we'll see you next week.